So, picking up from where the recap of it left off, it's approaching midnight as Sonny, or should we say Johnny Brass Knuckles, kicks in the door to the Steins Gate. All around the city, you just hear the sounds of just alarms, horns being blown, and just commotion outside as Sonny drags this weird fucking pod half in a crate into the Steins Gate, which has been cleared out by Morak.
Is there anybody else in the tavern?
No one that isn't the party.
Excellent. You gotta help me hide.
Okay.
They're hot on my tail.
Archer, you keep lookout at the door. Zeka, you go upstairs and look out the windows.
Okay.
Kezia, you look out the other window. Okay, what the fuck just happened?
Who the fuck is this? Sorry, I didn't have an accent.
Is there a basement in this place?
Not that you know.
Is the barkeep here?
No, Morak put down 100 gold and got everyone out of the bar, including the barkeep.
Oh. Well, give me one of those tablecloths or something. We gotta hide this thing.
What is it?
I don't know. All I know is that the Weaves Guard want it bad. Bad enough to murder.
Tony, why are you still in character?
I'm starting to lose myself. I'm not sure who's the real one anymore.
Hey, you know what? Fair enough. I'll grab a tablecloth and I'll drape it over the weird pod and go, why is it so sticky? It's sticking to the fucking tablecloth.
Wait, no, I thought it was in a crate. Not just
I also thought it was in a crate.
I actually
in a
don't
crate?
remember if it was in a crate.
It was in a crate, but you popped it open, so
Okay.
Have you put the lid back on?
I don't know with him. He's reckless enough to not do it. Eric, do you want it in a crate or not?
I was really trying to get out of there in a hurry, so I don't think that, however it was, like, I guess it's probably in a crate without the lid, because I don't think Sonny would have stopped to take time to put the lid back on.
All right.
More pressing things.
Okay, you need to explain everything that happened.
Okay, so what had happened was this. I was there with Mr. Walker himself. We were doing a handoff for the Weaves Guard, all right? And so we get these crates, okay? And we pop them open, see what's inside, and we see two of these things. Well, there was another one in the crate. I couldn't bring it along, obviously, since it's not here. Anyways, I don't know what the hell they are. Mr. Walker didn't know what the hell it is either, but he didn't seem too happy about it. Next thing you know, the Weaves Guard come in, that high and mighty big boy, and he says some stuff and about how he hates us, and we're no longer doing business. And then, kabling, kablam, next thing I know, I'm on my ass. I saved Mr. Walker from getting hit by whatever this thing was, some kind of magic or some shit, I don't know. Anyway, go into a back room, I blast the wall out and hightail it out of there. Oh gosh, I hope Mr. Walker's okay. Anyway, there was one thing that I vaguely remember that I noticed on my way out. I think it was some sort of symbol on the hands of some of the Weaves Guard out front, or something like that. And then I tore ass through the town, and here I am.
No, I was reading those.
We'll go back to that, I'm sure.
Is anybody chasing, like, how many were chasing you?
As far as
Who
I
shot-
can tell,
Someone attacked you with magic.
that's best I can make of it. It
Who
was,
was
the
this
High
someone?
Inquisitor. The Inquisitor dude,
What?
right?
Wait, the Inquisitor used magic? He's kind
Well-
of the leader of the anti-magic
I'm
people.
so you understand my confusion.
He
You
has
know,
another
I'm really
gun.
losing myself in this role. I think I better stop. Anyway, so like I was saying, yes, it does seem a little bit confusing that he would use some sort of magic. I've never seen anything like it, except for magic, actually. Even then, it didn't seem like magic I've seen before. Sort of like a kablam, and then a ooh, and a sharp stinging sensation in my torso. David,
Yes.
do I have the bullets still in me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say you do.
Hit me right. Sorry, it hit me right here. I point to my stomach.
You
I guess
see,
you see a
you
blackened
see,
hole.
you see like a small hole, about the little smaller than a ball bearing, and Sonny, you're now realizing There was a rattling going on as you were running.
Sound like a fucking maraca. I don't know what he hit me with. He turned me into a maraca. What a sick bastard is he?
Are you okay? Does it still hurt?
What's my hit point? Hold on.
I think you took like 13 points
no,
of
I'm
damage.
pretty not okay. It hurt a lot.
Here, I got you. No, just do level 3 heal.
What the fuck?
Your
There's
wounds.
weave scarred all over the city.
Just, I mean, there's
Look.
magic all over here.
I'm okay for now. All I'm saying is, whatever this thing was, it's bad and it hurts a lot. And also, it seemed like it came from his crotch or about in that area.
It's another spicy dildo.
It could be.
All right.
I mean, it could be.
Now problems now, later problems later. We got a giant globule pod, heartbeat-looking thing sitting in the middle of a tavern floor that anybody could come back to any moment. We need
Yes.
to figure
Can
out what the fuck
anybody-
it is right now.
Yeah, can anybody identify what this is?
I'll start with a detect magic if nobody else is going to.
Hold on.
I would
perhaps we
love
should move
to,
it
but that is not my skill set.
up to one of the rooms and out of the middle of the floor here. Yeah, I'm gonna make an executive decision on that. And Sonny grabs it.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
grab the other side. Morak, grab the other side. Let's get it up to
Okay.
a room.
I'll say, just for simplicity's sake, you are able to, after just through a few minutes, you get to the point where Morak's trying to go forward, Sonny just trying to pivot.
It's like trying to get that box spring up the fucking stairs.
It gets
Yeah.
wedged for a little bit, but you guys eventually get it up into one of the rooms.
Now, you were saying, Artuk.
Right. I got some things I can do to try to figure out what it is, or at least, get a beginning of a read on it, and then we can decide with a little more information what we do with it. But we got to do something with it real fast, because this is not a good thing to have on our person, and it's
Great.
way too big to hide. So I'm going to start with detect magic, David.
Okay. As you cast detect magic, what you immediately notice is that this kind of pod, the pod itself does not have any magic on it, but
Sure.
inside of it you get like a decent hit of psionic magic.
There's something inside of there, and the thing inside of there is glowing like everything we found in every one of those underground facilities so far. This is evil inherently, so be careful with it.
Maybe we shouldn't be
Hey,
cooking.
Morak's gonna start looking at it closely. Can Morak can I recognize any symbols or anything on this?
Roll investigation and then intelligence.
Before he does that, I'm going to give him an enhance ability on intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one to do it. Cool. So you have advantage on intelligence rolls and checks.
Okay, and then just roll that intelligence check, just straight intelligence.
You said I had advantage on it.
You had advantage on both, so I just don't know why it's only 3.
Oh, I didn't know I had advantage.
Just roll
on
the
this.
investigation check again, just to see, because that'll be easy. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
As you go over and look through the pod, you're not seeing, like, what you saw a lot with the rod, the psionic rod that you guys call a dildo, with the helmet that you saw the Archeron had, and even with the cube. Usually what it is similar to a lot of other magic, because there are runes carved into the surface. They might be light. You're seeing on this construct, this kind of pod-like carapace, I don't know the exact word for it, there aren't any of these runes on it, except at the very back end. You see, kind of in a very small, like, kind of tucked beneath a bit of metal, it's not runes, but they look like of psionic. It's more like an interface. Unfortunately, just from that intelligence check, you don't recognize what they mean so much as you understand there is an interface here. And I'll say with that investigation check, you notice there are kind of 3 distinct inputs.
Okay, everybody. There's 3 button type things on here, but I don't understand what any of it means.
I know this is kind of bold a choice to make, and feel free to try to shoot this down if y'all want. But I figure that every time we've run into anything like this, it's spelled nothing but bad news. And in this town, other people know more about this shit than we do, and would know how to use this if it got into their hands. I say, well, we have it, and nobody else knows we have it. Let's just fucking destroy it if we can. That way, nobody else can use it.
I
agree wholeheartedly.
I would rather not.
Zeka pipes in and says the thing that Will said, which was something about...
I think this is really interesting, so I don't know if we should break it. But let's not fuck with it right now before
Yeah, he's very interested and wants to see if we can get it out of Harry and Magi to more thoroughly investigate it.
For the love of...
Because it gets a bad vibe from it, thinks it's too risky to fuck with before the heist. Just to use his words.
My concern, Zeka, with getting it out of here, is that we're gonna be running into the Bastion in a day or two here. We're gonna fuck with getting Ernest out of there, and our hope was to just, use our genie friend to teleport out from where we are. If we want to bring this out with us, we'd have to carry it into the Bastion with us, and that's a terrible idea.
I am indecisive, but firm in that do not open this before we rescue Ernest.
If I were to have my way with it right here and now, I would try to dispel whatever magic's going on in there, and then just, go ham on it with whatever weapons we feel like going ham on it with, and just dispose of it after that.
No, I really want to know what this is before we do anything to it, Zartok.
I can understand that sentiment. I just want to make sure that we do it in such a way that it's completely out of the hands of anybody else. We do it as safely as possible, and I don't know what means we have at our disposal to learn more about it right now.
Well, could we hire somebody to smuggle it out? I mean,
No.
we hired those guys to smuggle things in, right?
That is a very bad idea, I think, Sonny. I think we should only rely on ourselves for this one.
Yeah, I figured
Well,
the moment
here.
we put that... Oh, go for it.
What if, and Sonny turns to Zeka, what if we send Zeka to sneak it out right now?
I don't think that's a good idea. Fine, use an NPC, don't use a present passive character, bitch.
Also, Sonny, he is a very small boy, and this crate is larger than him.
Well, I mean, necessity is the mother of invention. He'd figure it out. But anyway, so
I'll have Ode come upstairs, but just to be part of the conversation. But David, can you say like the areas feels secure?
You get the sense that Johnny Brassknuckles caused a major ruckus in the market. The whole city's on high alert, so you guys shouldn't leave, but you get the feeling people aren't going door to door here, at this point anyway.
Okay. So I guess Ode could say, well, Sonny, you said that you were smuggling it with the skinny walkers. I guess in terms of talking about options to smuggle it out of the city, if that's not something we could do, would that be something that you with the skinny walkers would do? I'm not quite sure.
I could talk to him, I suppose. It might be something we can do. I'm not really sure. I know Mr. Walker right now is probably going to be looking at getting even with the Weaves Guard, so I believe their focus is probably going to be on that for now. But perhaps I could spin it to him in such a way in which it would seem like this is a good idea to get back at them, because I guess it kind of is, because it is their shit that they want.
And then, short of us trying to get it out of the city, the only other option I could think of could be maybe Joro, and so then we have some potential options for getting out of the city, and then the kind of safest option, which would be trying to destroy it now, just to kind of summarize where we're at, it seems.
Yeah. I mean, so what do we hope to get out of investigating this thing further? Because as far as I've seen, almost every time we've interacted with one of these things, it's only ever been negative to us, aside from giving us a few weird powers we don't know how to use.
But I need to know, like, what all of this stuff mean. I know it's bad, but, like, eventually we will figure out something about what these things are. We found too much of it for it to not have a larger meaning right now, Artak.
I'm with Morak on this. When we found all that stuff at the old facility, there's definitely more. There's something going on, something that we don't understand that has to do with the Empire, I think, and this could be the next clue in that.
I can understand that. Yeah, I see where you're coming from with it. But that, once again, brings it to how do we get it out. And Ode brought up a decent idea with Joro there, if we could get him involved, and the Skinny Walkers are a resource right now if we can finagle it right.
I'm going to, like, Joro I think is our best bet, whatever his skills are. I do not know. Zeka, if you could elaborate real quick on what Joro knows how to do.
Oh, I'm busy right now. Why don't you have Byron, since he's talked to him a lot?
Oh, he has? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Hey, Zeka, what are you busy with there, bud?
Typing something up for Sunny.
You're just playing with bread dough.
I'm typing up a letter for Sunny. That way, if I die tomorrow or 2 days from now, I'm loose on time. Someone will remember me. Yeah, you asked the dark
raw
one.
dough.
Hey,
It
how
was going to
about
be
you
a
just
bread
tell it to
message.
me? You don't have to write it. I'll just tell it to me right now, right here now. I think in front of all of our friends.
Sunny, I love you more than a
Okay, Byron, what does Joro know how to do?
You remember the type of magic I used to use whenever I was with the Dust Dragon? You know, making black holes and things like that? That.
He just knows. So he also has Dusk Dragon powers?
Yes, but he doesn't understand what that means.
Does anybody ever understand what that means?
He makes it look like I knew a lot more. Which is saying something.
Oh, God.
Well,
We
yeah,
want
you
him
know
to
what
have
you
the
do,
device.
so-
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if we could put nistles on this thing so it doesn't glow magic anymore. And I've been spending the past couple of days digging holes under the wall that are big enough to fit a person through. We could send Joro out towards one of those holes with this thing, not glowing magic, and, you know, smuggle him there and let him dig down under the wall and go through one of the tunnels I dug. That's also our plan B, by the way. That's the reason I was digging them, is if the whole genie teleport thing doesn't work and we need a way out that isn't the gate, we got these holes. But we could try to let him get out through one of those holes and then, you know, reconvene with him after.
How large are these holes?
If you or I wanted to get through it, we'd be on our hands and knees, but we could crawl. And
Could we get this crate through?
David, this is a, you know, fair question here with, like, how is this thing the size of a body? That's around what I would say, or I was...
It's a little
imagining it
bigger
as.
than like a coffin.
Oh, so it probably wouldn't fit through a hole like that?
I will also just remind you that the big thing is not magical. It's the thing, whatever is inside of it, that is magical.
Sure, I think we were all just terrified to open it.
Yeah, but
So we
Nistles is a
already
touch
put
spell is the
Nistles-
reason I ask.
Oh, well, if this thing's still glowing magic like that, I think we might not have a whole lot of choice but to open it up in some way right now as safe as we can, because if this thing keeps glowing, we're going to get found.
Nobody has enlarge reduce, right?
A what?
This is Eric speaking.
Sonny, I don't know why pills have anything to do with this.
No, I don't think anybody does, Sonny.
No. I
We
could
could
make
go
it
down to the
move
local
slowly.
CVS.
We'll go down to the gas station.
Yeah, if you need an enlarge or a reduced pill, I mean, we can get you one, but you don't have organs. I don't know
You
what the
don't
point.
know me, okay? And he turns around and kind of rattles the bullet inside of him, kind of rattles around. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. I think opening it might be the best way. At least we can find out if it's something we should destroy Or, best case scenario, we make a friend.
Well, I think that the best case scenario is actually that we're able to cast Nistles on it and then close it very quickly again.
Yeah, I agree with that. Before we do that, can we just have a contingency plan for if it, we open it up and shit hits the fan, it jumps out at us, or, something gets released or something like that?
Sonny, like, holds out his hand cannon and it, like, starts to, spin up and glow.
Sure. Do I have permission, if shit is about to hit the fan and we're trying to stop it, to dispel whatever magic's on this thing as soon as that happens? In case of emergency.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah,
All right.
Are we just doing this in this tiny room?
We can't bring it outside. They're looking for us.
I mean,
out on
we
the
could bring
street.
it back to the main floor of the tavern.
Why would that be better?
I don't know, it's just a slightly larger room. Oh no, if this is turning into a combat, I don't want it to be a room that doesn't give us anywhere to move.
Well, I mean, we'll be surrounding it, so if it comes up and it starts, being aggressive, we'll just circle around it and beat the shit out of it.
Yeah, I think this is better because it has less places to escape.
Okay, I guess if you guys don't want to be as fun with all the tavern maps that we have.
All right, it's settled then. We'll crack this bad boy open, cast Nistel's magic aura on it, and if it starts acting up, already here, we'll hit it with that dispel magic, and if it's still acting up, we'll beat the shit out of it.
Alright, then let's open this thing. Oh, wait. Before we do open it, Morak, I think you're the only one who innately has it. Could you try to communicate with this thing through your mind? See if it's got that kind of presence. That would be a way to probe and learn something before we start popping it.
That's a great idea, Archie.
I'd do it, but my shit's all locked up in a lead box.
I used strength of mind because that's the only way I currently have to show that I'm doing a mind thing.
Okay, you immediately destroy the wall and the crate. No.
Oh, I've gotten better at this.
No, okay. What do you... that's you kind of focusing that kind of psionic energy and trying to reach out to it. How... Just describe what Morak's thinking, how he's kind of approaching this mentally.
He's just trying to figure out what the hell's inside of it, honestly. He's gonna, like, put his hand, like, hover it near... You said there were 3 modules on the side of it?
Yeah, they're about the size of like a fuse. As you kind of work with the interface, and your mind just begins to clear, and you close your eyes. And for cinematic purposes, I think you open them, and you just see that kind of... It's a purplish glow with you, right?
I've always imagined it as a bright blue.
Oh, okay. Then just this kind of bright blue just kind of begins to just kind of emanate from you. Just this kind of almost wisps of energy. And you just mentally reach out. It's a little tricky because you know about where it is, but you didn't cast Detect Magic. But you just start trying to establish this link. Roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier.
Wait, do you cast with intelligence?
Yeah.
You have advantage then, I believe. Because it's an intelligence skill check, right?
Yeah, I would count it for this.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't dropped that yet.
So it'll just be my intelligence saving throw, then, right? Do you add proficiency to a spellcast modifier?
Yes. For
Yeah.
this one, yes.
So intelligence plus proficiency. Luckily, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. Oh, that was... Oh, no. Okay. And as you do, your mind just kind of begins to probe around this. And eventually, you just kind of feel this moment of connection. And it almost jolts you. And just immediately, you just hear, like, this dissonant whispering in just this language that you have no idea, but it begins quietly, and it just kind of begins to almost overwhelm you. After just a minute of it, and you're just starting to think, oh god, this is not good. it clears instantly. And you just see yourself just in an expanse, amorphous, and you just see an image kind of flash before you. Not even an image, just an impulse of just questioning. And directed towards you. And
Oryx just like confused as hell. Has he heard that voice before, like that kind of language before?
Yes. I can't remember exactly when, but on Faldaran, when you kind of interacted with the map with it and kind of saw the globe of the world.
That's what I'm assuming. Is the same voice as what he heard when the eye looked at him.
Not the same voice, but the same kind of language. Because there was a voice that spoke out to you, and it was like you understood it to be maybe not common, but translate. You could understand its clear language.
Yes, yeah, I understood one sentence, but I also heard other talking.
Yeah,
it's the same language, though.
Yes. As you kind of just have this moment of confusion, you just feel this next impulse, frustration, then prodding. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Fuck.
Does enhanced ability give you just checks? Or
Nah, it's just checks.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. For just a moment before you and before your mind, you see just flashes of images. These ones you somewhat recognize. You see Cathartus. You see a library, the one that you studied at in the royal palace. You see your home. You see the weapon training ground. Then you see just the streets of Cathartus, and it just kind of begins to move forward. You're not sure exactly what it means, but it's almost like just these images being like one frame instances or 1 or 2 frame instances just very rapidly pushed next to each other. And then you just hear, and then that kind of amorphous thing just kind of beckons you again, and this time you feel just this presence almost stating where.
So confused. But he starts thinking about the first computer he linked with.
Okay. As you begin to think of the computer, that kind of frustration in this presence fades away, but immediately you feel like this, like almost ravenous desire as you kind of think on the computer. Make another intelligence save.
Please, baby.
You feel this presence on you, but this one you're able to resist. As you just kind of feel it begin, and you start piecing it together that whatever this is, as much as you're trying to probe it, it's also trying to probe your mind for knowledge. And it seems more experienced at it than you. It failed this time, but yeah.
Can I gain any other read on what it is?
I'll say with that, just roll one more intelligence check. You have advantage on this one.
Okay.
Okay. As you kind of just probe it back, or even as it's trying to get into your mind, you suddenly see flashes before it. You see kind of, not the exact pyramid that you were at, but kind of an architecture reminiscent of it. You see other creatures. You see creatures that bear a somewhat resemblance to very early orcs or humanoids. Then you just see more of this architecture, and you see these green-skinned creatures attacking whatever this force is. Kind of like green markings along the skin. And then you just see this image before you. This vaguely squid-like thing with just this with just very tall, like 6-7 feet tall, 6-fingered, just purplish in this kind of fleshy skin. And for just a moment, what is something Morak wants to know from this?
What do they use these things for?
The pod, to be specific?
Yeah. Yeah.
Life extension. They're placed in these things such that they can survive longer over time if wherever they were was being threatened. Think of like a cryostasis pod.
Okay.
You see in this mind's eye of yours, whatever this creature is, it looks battered and weakened. Not dying, but very weak. Do you continue to try to maintain this connection?
Yeah.
Okay. Oop.
Wait. So I learned that this type of creature is what's inside of it, right?
Yes. This creature explicitly is inside of this thing, of this pod.
Have I seen any skeletons in... Did we ever see any skeletons or anything else like this in one of the pods in any of the labs?
None like this. No.
Okay, Morak's gonna keep prodding to figure out what the hell these things did.
Okay, what is everyone else doing? You see Morak, and he has been kind of in this mental acuity for maybe a minute and a half at this point, and he seems very focused. You see his hands twitching every now and again.
What does he look like? He's in like distress or pain?
Yeah, I would like to just basically like try to keep inciting him, and if there's a moment where it seems like he's losing some sort of control or being hurt or something like that, I would try to drag him out of it.
Morak, do you feel in distress in any way?
You probably see the veins in Morak's like forehead and neck. Like, you know that meme with the one guy who's like all red and has all the veins popping out? That's him.
Then yeah, you see that before, but also, do you still have Detect Magic up?
No, because I cast Enhanced Ability.
Okay. Then I'll say 2... At 3 minutes or so into this, all of you start to hear a noise. This kind of mechanical click.
I draw my bow.
Alright.
Me.
And you see Sunny say, "Oh, sorry."
Oops.
He plays with his crotch and fixes himself.
But...
Sorry.
And then you just, after this click, you just hear this kind of liquid just dribbling at first, and then just, you start hearing the sounds of just liquid draining. You see the fluid just begin to drain from the pod. You see like steam begin to rise from it, and you see like a crease down the very center of it at the top, kind of like form as it looks like it's beginning to split.
Morak?
I'll shake Morak.
Morak, you hear their voices and you feel yourself being shook.
I still essentially in a room with this thing?
If you want to be, is how I'll phrase it.
So describe the scene. Is it still like me watching this creature like in an area, or is it more like me in a blank space with this thing across from me?
It is you in a blank space with this thing across from you. As time goes on, you see details begin to fill in, but it actually begins to resemble like the wider room. Particularly when Kezia calls your name and Ode shakes you, it begins to look like the tavern room.
Morak, there's a problem.
and more of that fluid begins
who knows how
to
to?
drain.
It's only Ode that can speak Orcish, right?
Yes. Well, and Byron,
you-
I guess.
Huh?
I think Byron too.
You hear Morak like say in Orcish, like, "What are you?" But in Orcish, I'm not gonna. I don't want to be offensive to my people and try to pretend to speak Orcish.
All of you at this point hear at Morak's question just this impulse in your mind. Everyone just gets it. And you all hear, "We are the inheritors of greatness. And just kind of that echoey voice just all around you and just kind of pitching different tones. It sounds masculine then feminine. It kind of just is fading between it, kind of all speaking in one singular voice. I'm going to speak normally for the sake of going forward. We are the inheritors of greatness. We who conquered the stars, and we who will return it to ultimate order." All of you hear that as you see more of the pod just begin to kind of widen. And inside it, you see this same creature that Morak is seeing kind of rousing awake before you. It is about 6.5 feet tall, this kind of purplish skin, and you see its eyes begin to open, and it begins to levitate out from the pod.
I mean, I feel like we had a contingency plan, and Artuk hasn't heard anything different since then, so Artuk's going to go ahead and try to dispel it, whatever it is.
Are we gonna cast Nistles first?
Is that? It's like a creature levitating out of it. I don't.
Yeah, Ode says dispel it.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to go ahead and dispel whatever this thing is, because it seems like we didn't do this.
Okay.
It's still supposed to be him trying to talk mentally with this thing, and suddenly it opened and started floating.
Okay. It is still floating out of the pod. Morak, for the thing you just sent me, roll again a spell attack. Roll Dispel Magic. Artuk.
Sure. Okay, I am rolling it.
I'm just gonna say, Ode, permission to shoot?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay, everyone.
Okay.
Where is Kezia?
I had my bow out and I was aiming at it.
I mean, like, am I
wait,
close enough to Kezia to stop her from doing that?
I say it out loud, so if you want to say something.
And yes, we're in a tiny little bedroom like Harry Potter. That's how I'm imagining this scene.
Okay.
Oh, Brandon here. I'd say, I wouldn't shoot that yet.
And well, I guess Kezia, do you shoot it after hearing Sunny?
No, I'll instead I will dip one of my arrowheads into the paralytic vial. And I'll get closer, like I'm gonna jab it into it eventually. But not yet. Like I'm waiting.
And Ode will go over to Morak and kind of put her arm or her hand on his shoulder and like, since shaking him didn't work, like just put her claws like very barely into his shoulder and be like, Morak, we need you back. Something's happening.
Morak, you succeed on that thing you sent, so how does this look, do you think?
Well, I was trying to do that before it levitated.
It is not yet out of the thing. It is just kind of beginning the process of levitating.
Okay, so, all of you guys see, like, Morak, like, his eyes stop glowing, and you see, the 3 modules on the back of it, like, glow in a strange order, and then you just see the pod just close up again, and the water stop draining, and Morak, like, falls. He was already, like, kind of kneeling down, but he, like, just falls on his knees and just, like, all hands on the ground.
And as you do that, and as it begins, you saw its eyes begin to open, and as the door recloses around this thing, you see for just a moment it like look around, very surprised, begin to claw at the membrane and begin to reach out its hand towards, I'll say towards Kezia, because Kezia drew the bow, but then its eyes begin to kind of dull, and you see the tank begin to refill with that kind of liquid solution. Morik, you are back out of this. This connection has been severed, and this thing has been put away. You guys are able to see it kind of leaning against the glass. That isn't quite right, but you know what I mean. It is seemingly unconscious once again.
Well,
Morak, what happened?
Oh God. Whatever created all of these devices is of this race.
what is this race?
I don't know, but they're fucking with my mind. As if, I'm having a mind blank here. What's that weapon that's a ball on a chain?
Morningstar?
No, that's
Flail?
a flail. It's a mind flail. That's what it's doing to my head right now. I'm coining that term. It's a mind flail.
A mind flail, you say?
Just
Yes,
write that down
but
real quick.
we need to. Oh, Chuck, I'm on board with your decision now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh.
if nothing else is proved to us, we can't handle what's in there, at least that more than the strength, it was just that. We need to deal with this now. It's weak, and we definitely don't have the ability to get it out of here. Let's handle this here and now.
I mean, normally I'm all on board with killing things, but is this? I mean, no. You know what? I'm on board.
Sonny, this thing could easily kill all of us if we let it out.
How do you know that? You literally have no idea about that. But that being said, I also agree that this thing cannot. Oh shit! Hold on, there were two of these.
I'm sorry, what?
This was an important detail. Where's the other one?
My estimation right now, probably at the Weavesguard headquarters.
Fuck me.
Right, there were two of them, right, David?
Yes, there were.
Right, yeah, probably at the Weavesguard headquarters.
Fuck.
Anything
Okay.
like related?
Okay. And Amir, who has his gun back somehow.
Is what?
A what?
His,
What?
sorry. His weapon back somehow.
Oh, you're talking about the gun, gadgets of unknown need. I called it that, so we could call it gun for short.
Oh!
Morak, you're very smart, so that's
I-
very fair.
Wait,
You know,
wait.
I don't do much at work during my breaks, so I think about this sometimes.
Explain this thing to me.
It's a small tube. Have you ever seen a bong?
No, I was in the
Oh, yeah,
military.
you're-
I went to
you're
military
Imperial.
school.
So it's a tube with a handle on it, and there was a trigger type mechanism on it. That's the best I can say. And more. Do you have? Can I borrow a piece of paper?
What does it do? Is more what I was concerned with.
Oh, we have no idea.
I know there's like a piece of flint or something in the little hammer bit, and he'll point to the drawing. He's like, yeah, there's a piece of flint in that. So it probably created a spark of some sort. Probably like the weed.
Did I see that when I got shot?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know, did it look something like this? Minor illusion, display the gun.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty close to that.
Oh, so that thing, Sonny does like a little shimmy and you hear the bullet rattle around inside him. So that wasn't magic.
Maybe.
Or maybe it was magic. I don't know. Anyway, that thing hurts like a bitch, okay?
We last left it in the hands of the Archeron.
The what?
The Archeron. We gave it to him to negotiate him interfering with the Weavesguard and the Skinny Walkers.
No, because I'm pretty sure that His Highness, Mr. Heine, hit me with that.
Give me a second.
I mean, he could have had two of them.
No, he could have had two of them. But
Didn't you
never-
say that he shot out of his dick?
Yeah.
Oh,
But did
we're
he have-
idiots.
But did he have the gun in his hand?
Yes, the gadget of unknown need. Yes, it was in his hand, and it did seem like something. It didn't seem like the flash of fire and smoke. Didn't quite seem like it came from there. It seemed lower.
It seemed like it. Okay, I don't think that was him. Might be a leap, but it seems a little fishy to me.
Well, I mean, how tall is the Grand Inquisitor?
About 6'1".
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
6'1".
Yes.
Okay. So his dick would be about 3+ feet high.
I'll look over to Kezia.
Yeah, I
That
think it
takes
was
out
I think
That
it was
takes
the
out a
Archeron.
halfling.
Yeah, Kezia. How high off the ground is a halfling dick? I think that's what we need to know right now.
How high off the ground is your arm if you extend it outward?
It's high enough to punch you in the dick, so.
I feel
All
like
the
you'd have to aim a
pieces
little
are
bit higher.
falling into place.
But
Well, I think we're onto something here, but and Johnny Brass Knuckles looks over to the coffin thing. Also, I'm just gonna say, whenever I change voices, Sonny is changing between Sonny and Johnny Brass Knuckles as his disguise.
That's terrifying.
So anyway,
bad.
we've got this. And he kind of kicks the. Is it in the crate? Did we take it out of the crate?
I assume
Anyway.
so.
He kind of gives it a little kick with his foot. We got this.
Don't fucking.
Wait. No, that means that Archeron has the other one of these things, and Archeron's also very interested in what probably this thing can do. I'm not sure we really got off better with knowing that he has it.
Well,
But do we know that the
can we jump
Archeron
in
has
and
it?
say that it seems like reasonable that it might have been the Archeron who showed
Isn't
up
he our
and shot
friend,
Mr.
though?
Walker. Well, we did pay him to cause discord between the Skinny Walkers and the Weave Scarred. That's what we gave him the gun as payment for. But it seems, I don't know, that we can't discount the possibility that it might have been a mirror or the Grand Inquisitor as a second gun. I think it seems like we can't say for sure.
But it
David.
looked like the projectile came out of his dick, and I don't think he has for lack of a better way to describe this, a gun dick.
Well, hold on now.
Sonny, we know you do, but I don't think he does.
David, you mentioned when I was making the escape, I saw some kind of marking on the hands of the guys outside of the place I was escaping from, the warehouse.
The dead ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that marking?
It was the Weave Scarred symbol.
I just remembered. Oh, silly me. Yeah, there were dead Weave Scarred outside the door of the warehouse I was escaping from. I think that pretty well does lend some credence to the fact that perhaps that was not the High Inquisitor and was, in fact, the Archeron who shot me. Which means that the Archeron probably has the other one of these, and so he kind of gently kicks it again. And that, I'm not really sure what that means, actually. I don't really know how that affects how we move
We
forward.
need to go there right now.
Do we?
Yes, Morak, and this is no offense to you, but it appears that he understands and is able to wield this weird, fucked up power a bit better than him. So if Morak is able to connect to it and wake it back up, he most certainly can.
But
Well,
what do
I
we do
didn't
with
try
this?
to wake it up.
Either way, he might try to.
Should we try
it-
to destroy this thing before going to the Archeron?
Well, hold
Yes.
on now. No. Because if we have this, we got leverage. We got something he definitely wants. We know he wants it, right? If we go with it, if we tell him we killed it, that's not good for any of us. But if we
Let's
have
just
it in
not tell
mind-
him, Sonny.
Yeah, we lie.
You are gonna have to stop doing that whole thing if we're gonna go. And she gestures towards Sunny, going in and out of character.
Right. Terribly sorry. My bad. Anyway. Yes, so you're right. We could just not tell him. But what if, I don't know, it seems like a little bit of a gamble.
I one thing we got on our side here is that the Archeron really liked Morak, and because I was in the room with him when we had that conversation, right, Morak?
Yeah.
He thinks that you're on his side with all of this mind shit bull nonsense that this guy's a part of. He thinks that you guys are both interested in it, and you might be able to go and see this thing if you just talk to him about it and keep playing that game. I don't know what the play is from getting to see it to destroying it, but we don't want it in his hands. But I figure, as of right now, we're friends of the Archeron, and you're especially a friend of the Archeron who has a reason to be interested in this thing. That's the one playing card I see we got. This became a much harder game because we can't let the Archeron have this thing.
No.
The
There's no
other
way.
thing I know about the Archeron, and Ode kind of gestured towards Kezia, is that he's incredibly manipulative. If he learns that we have one of these, he will not stop until he has got his hands on both. I think the best thing we can do is to destroy at least one.
I agree. This thing dies before we leave the room.
Yes.
Here's
agreed.
the other thing. There's no way he would know that we have it. I mean, just in general, and there's also no way that we would know that he has one. Because the only people there in that warehouse were me and Mr. Walker himself. So if he finds out that we found out that he has one, he's going to know that I'm Johnny Brassknuckles. Or that one of us is Johnny Brassknuckles. Or that Johnny Brassknuckles isn't who... Sorry. That Johnny Brassknuckles isn't who he seems to be. So, perhaps that doesn't matter at this point. But that's something we have to keep in mind.
I'm good with playing that card.
Well, maybe you could go and say that you want to look at the helmet thing, and if he just got his hands on something big like that, he might be excited enough to show you.
Yeah. I could. Yeah.
I also.
I could say something about how a few hours ago my head started hurting, and it's the same feeling because it is a lot right now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. When stuff like this happens, you feel it every time. You've talked about weird headaches and, ears ringing type shit. And on top of that, just from doing a little bit of this mind stuff myself through my scale, I know, this stuff is proximity. Anybody who's in the know kind of knows when shit's happening. You could walk down there and be like, hey, I felt something off. You know what's going on, or is this something we should explore together? And he'll hopefully, if he's in good faith with you, be like, yeah, I just picked something up. You want to see?
Perfect.
Do you think this plan would work just as well if we all went together, or would it need to be just Morak?
I'm not going alone.
I also would bring up some concerns here. If we do this right now, we can stop him from having this thing, but the moment we, spring this on him and kill whatever thing he's been trying to keep for himself, we lose all the support we worked to get from the Archeron. The Ernalist plan starts to fall through the floor, and it becomes a lot harder to save Zeka's friend.
Artak. If he did disguise himself as the Grand Inquisitor, that's all the help we needed. I honestly did not expect him to fight in the streets for us, or anything like that. They're thieves, they're not fighters.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's done his part already. I agree. Either way, I agree. This became priority number one the moment we found out this thing exists.
Okay, but if we go, how are we going to explain Annette?
What?
She's here, and he was controlling her. So, how are we going to explain that? Like, I'm all for going. It's just we need to have at least an idea prepared for that.
Does he know that Annette's out of his mind control?
I think so. Well, I mean, we could not address it unless he brings it up, of course. But if it does become a thing.
I mean, we can just improvise when that comes up. If it comes up,
Sure. I guess no plan.
I mean, it's just I have no idea.
I mean, I could say some. We could just level with him that we figured out that this was in ill faith with her and we stopped it. I've acted like Morak's bodyguard when we were in there before. I can look him in the eyes and tell him, if something comes up that's magically been altered with and it comes up to the guy I'm trying to protect, I'm gonna just fucking dispel that shit.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know that the Archeron caused anything on Annette. Like, we have a hunch that it was, but I mean, if he tells us, hey, why is Annette not under my control anymore, he admits that Annette was under his control.
Yeah, if he's like, hey, where the fuck's Annette? Or have you guys seen Annette? I'd be like, yeah, she came in through a fucking window towards us, and it seemed like a danger, and so I cast Dispel Magic, and she's been unconscious ever since.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
And that's just
Guys,
what
Thank you.
about.
That works. I just wanted an idea.
It's Zeka, and I've been making some. I can't do Zeka.
Hello,
I think-
it's me, Zeka.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hello. Hello.
What do you want me to say?
I just want you to reiterate that you want this plan to make sure that it's not risking Ernalus at all.
All I'm saying is we cannot risk Ernalus getting hurt, because then why did we come here in the first place?
We get it. That's all you say.
Well, okay, he is my bestest friend in the world. Besides Sonny, and I can't risk him being hurt.
I think Zeka brings up a good point. Is it possible that if we make ourselves enemies of the Archeron, that he would, I don't know, hurt Joro or Ernalus beyond trying to hurt any of us?
I mean, one way or the other, if we spring this whole thing tonight, it's not the festival yet, and the day of the festival is going to be much harder because he knows we're trying to get in there, and now he's our enemy.
Wait. I mean, hold on. Let me weigh in here now. Why do we care? I mean, we're here to save Ernalus. We're not here to mess up with the Archeron or anything, right?
This is bigger than Ernie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy, and I never ever am going to downplay the severity of friends in need, but also this thing, every time we've been in one of these places underneath, it's been the biggest imbalance I've ever felt, and this is coming from a background that was entirely built on saving balance. And holy shit, I want nothing more than every piece of this fuckery to be dead. I would go, if it was me alone, I'd be going from temple to temple trying to destroy this shit. The fact that there's a living one sitting right under our noses in the city, in the hands of someone who wants to use it to recreate or take advantage of whatever used to exist and bring it back, is, the biggest possible red flag, and is of importance to the safety of the world right now, I feel like. Or at least, the balance of where we are.
Well, okay then. You make a good point. I'll just follow behind you quietly.
Ken, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts? Didn't we, like Artuk saying, anything that has to do with the Dun Dragon, and honestly, the Dust Dragon even, should be absolutely fucking destroyed.
Ode kind of nods solemnly.
I figure, if both of these dragons were still doing all the tomfoolery they were doing before the war happened and all the shit hit the fan, then I wouldn't mind if, there was Dawn Dragon things, because I know there's Dust Dragon things out there too doing bad shit. And as long as they're both doing bad shit on equal, they sort of balance each other out and fight each other. But as of right now, the Dust Dragon seems to be basically out of the game, and the Dawn Dragon seems to be trying to come back. And if one comes back without the other, from all the things Morak said about that whole vision he had with the dark and the light fighting and all that, one of them being in power is going to hurt other things in the order, the way the world's sitting right now, and I don't like that idea one bit.
Okay. So, how are we going to kill this thing?
Can we stab it through that membrane? Just, a nice sharp sword straight through the skull?
I don't think any of us have a sharp sword. Like a pointy one.
I just have
Are you
5 daggers
joking?
for some reason.
I've got a spear.
You got to spear. Okay, that's something. Okay. God, one question real quick.
Yeah.
I've got the short sword. I've got 2 short
there-
swords.
Is there like a...
None of us have a sword.
I was baffled that anybody had swords, because the only person that ever had a sword was Byron, and that one's in the ether now.
I use mine. It glows purple when I use it.
Yeah, but you have a Kopesh. That can't stab through things.
That's
it's like
fair.
a slashy one.
Fair.
My sword knowledge aside, God, is there like a little like this thing fills up with some goo, right?
Yeah.
Like some liquidy goo.
Yeah.
Is there like a little cap that we could pour stuff into the liquidy goo? Like refill it?
Fuck it, sure.
Okay, here, Kezia, you have that poison, right?
Bran, you're
Kezia?
muted.
Kezia!
Sorry, I zoned out for a hot second there.
Oh God, I was so worried.
We thought the monster had you.
No,
Your
my-
eyes glazed
The
over,
mind
you wouldn't say
flailer.
anything.
You were getting mind flailed.
What was your question again?
Do you have poisons, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna unscrew the little refill goo top. Can you just pour them in this, and we'll see what happens?
That says radiator fluid.
Yeah, but
Okay.
It's headlight
it
fluid,
cycles the
actually.
goo.
Damn it, David. Beat me to it.
Do you pour in the poison?
I will pull in the. It's just a paralytic.
I
Wait,
just
hold
feel
on.
like if you're encompassed in it, you'll be paralyzed forever.
You have no way of knowing that. We don't even know what this thing is. It might be.
I don't
completely
know.
resistant
I just
to
don't
it.
want to stab it. Because what if it's impervious to stabbing?
I feel like there's a smaller chance of being impervious to stabbing than poison.
It
I
also
agree.
looks
Yeah.
distinctly fleshy.
Screw it. How big is the fire downstairs?
Big enough.
Are you trying to
Okay.
dry this guy out? He is like a little squiddy.
I'm gonna throw him in the fireplace.
Do you
Okay.
open him up from the tank, or are you just
no,
throwing the whole
tank and all.
thing?
Oh,
Oh.
canonically did turn out all the lights in the first.
Yeah, you get
performance.
down there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's like, sorry. I can relight the fire.
Here,
I guess.
I'll.
Hold on.
You guys
I'm
start to
gonna
smell
cast
gas. You
Tense's
realize Ode put
floating
out the
disc.
pilot light too.
Oh, no.
I'll cast Tense's floating disc, and I can bring it down the stairs easily now.
What if we just empty out the fluid? It seems like that's an imperative part of keeping this thing alive. So let's just drain it.
Yeah,
What
that's
if
a good too. I
What
just
if it
thought it'd be
opens
cool.
up again if we drain it? Do we
Then
just
we
stab
then
it?
we stab it.
All
Why
right.
don't we
Alright.
just stab it and it'll start draining as well?
Yeah, I'm just gonna draw my Kopesh and stand over the thing, holding it at the ready to make an attack the moment it opens. I prepare an attack.
Okay.
Oh my god. Artek, what are you doing?
Okay, I go over to it and
Wait, sorry. Since we're doing this, are we downstairs or still in the room? This just doesn't.
We are downstairs now. I have brought it downstairs with my amazing disc spell.
Is there
Excellent.
like a drain or something around here?
No, there's an old-timey tavern, dude.
I have a tap. I mean, it's got to have a tap in here.
I mean, I'm just thinking maybe we don't want to leave this cerebrospinal fluid all around in case somebody
Why
comes.
don't we
sniffing
worry
around.
about that afterwards?
Yeah.
I can just presto it away, don't worry.
Oh, great! And Sonny flips it over.
All right. It immediately, at knocking it to its side, you see the weight shift, the metal collapse partially, and you see the membrane just tear open.
Nope, start preparing the slow spell.
I
Active.
released my held attack.
What's it look like?
You said it spills out the side, right?
Yep.
I had my Kopesh at the fucking ready, and I just go for the big, large, round head.
Fucking
I bean it in the head with the sharp part of the Kopesh.
roll damage, because I don't know how you would miss.
Wait, let me just click that.
All right, well, you don't miss.
6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
All right, hold on. As you see it get knocked to the ground, you see for just a second the body begin to twitch, and then suddenly a Kopesh buries itself into this thing's fucking face, and it doesn't get up, but it's twitching a little more though.
Stab it.
Everyone
Yeah,
do you guys just gank this thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just gank it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you
We're
all
just
go to
kicking the shit out of it.
You all just kick the shit out of it, and I'm gonna just say at the end of it, just the camera pans away because of how brutal you guys are being, and you see just the squid head roll over.
And then you see Ode's feet come into frame, and she stabs, just focusing on the squid head.
Yeah, you guys feel very confident this thing is dead 10 times over.
And time to do away with the murder scene. Presto, 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 presto.
It's crazy. It
Get
just
rid of
seems
the
like a
body?
mess keeps forming. There is just so much blood.
Becca will help.
Okay.
There is so much purple blood everywhere.
So the spell Prestidigitation, it reads that you instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. So like that kind of depends on what you mean by clean, because theoretically
No, you
could
don't
completely
zap away
smash
matter.
something.
You don't zap away matter. You guys have to get a mop and clean this up like
I'm gonna
like
clean
regular
up
people.
the crime in the city with my one cantrip.
You guys have to roll up your sleeves and get a goddamn mop and some acid if you want to get rid of this thing.
We have canonically used this spell to clean up blood. So, theoretically, if
mean,
we
there's
smash
still a
it...
body.
This ain't the same kind of blood.
I also always think
It's
of it as like drawing the blood out of the cloth, and it just like drops to the ground in a little like splash. So like you can't really draw it out of the ground and then drop it back to the ground.
There is so much gore and viscera from you guys disrespecting this corpse that I'm just going to say prestidigitation isn't enough. But but you notice a handy mop.
Yeah, we take some time to clean.
Yeah, I'm picturing it like parting, like the little Red Sea, in like a big old cube, and like builds up along the sides, and then just immediately forms back into place.
In any case, though, you guys are able to murder the fuck out of this thing and then clean it up a bit. You know.
I'll at least with Presto make it smell like we didn't commit a murder.
Yeah, well, murder is weird with
maybe
this.
you can move the body back into
Oh, wait,
the
hold
grate
on.
upstairs.
I
Maybe
cast
this is a fire.
Into
Spare
the
the Dying.
fire. Right.
Oh well, its head its decapitated head turns to you, Sonny, and screeches in your ear, and then dies again.
Oh, I punt the head.
It goes out the window.
Oh no!
Morak
Hold
will
on.
grab the body. First of all, did it wear clothes, or is it just like a squid thing? Because could I search it?
It's a squid thing. No clothes.
Damn, its little squid dick is hanging out?
No dong.
See if
No
it's got
dong,
any-
it's a Ken doll down there.
Yeah, it's a tentacle
got
down
any
there.
gold- See if it's got any
No
gold
dong, only
with
balls.
billings.
Morak's going to drag him and throw him into the fireplace, and then control flame and burn the shit out of it.
Alright. Thusly done.
Perfect.
Alien steak.
Smells like calamari in here, but very bad calamari.
Are there any special devices that I might want to pull off of the Everlong tube?
As you look over it, I don't think so. Nothing that isn't just utterly fucked by tipping it over and then breaking it.
Okay. I'm going to lift this stuff and put it into one of the rooms again.
This guy's
so
gonna
that
come.
no one... What?
The tavern owner's gonna come back tomorrow and be like, "What the fuck did those guys do last night?"
No, that's why we're going.
Clean.
Actually, canonically, I got us different rooms at the ass's home or whatever it was.
The ass
fancy
is
place?
Maximus.
No. I checked out as the fancy place for us.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to put away the rest of the device so that we don't have to deal with the scene of the tavern man doing that, because we've already talked about it enough. Then go
Also-
downstairs after everyone's done cleaning.
Also, just
Say-
to clarify, I actually didn't check out of any place for us. I just got us rooms at that other tavern, so we can move. We can transition there
Gotcha.
when needed.
Alrighty. But
And David, I'm not just making this up. That was
No, I remember this. Yeah.
Okay.
With this grisly squid murder covered up, you guys
Blood on my
go
hands.
towards the Archeron.
Kezia, could you lead the way since there's still Weave Scarred out here right now?
Yeah, guys, let's be really careful.
Yes. Sunny. Yeah, disguise yourself.
Just
Yeah.
before we get there, let's say this goes swimmingly, and Morak's like, "Hey, Archeron, buddy, I'm real interested in what you picked up." And he's like, "Oh, hey, Morak, my buddy, here, take a look at this thing we picked up." And he wheels out another one of these things right in front of us. What's the plan? We're in
We
his.
stab it and we kill it.
But the Archeron's not going to be okay with that, and we're in his lair with his people all around us. Are we going to take them on in their HQ at that moment?
I know, I want to know, since he knows a bit more about all of this stuff better than I do. I want to know if he can learn anything first.
So you want to leave it with him?
Well, no, I feel like if he got something like this, he seems a little bit like-minded to me if he immediately wanted to play with it. I bet if he hasn't already played with it, he's about to. And if we show up, he might want to
Here's what we
do it when we're there.
Here's what we do. We get him to take it out and start dealing with it, and then probably it'll start trying to kill people or mind control them, and then we kill it and say, sorry, we had to do it. It was getting ready to kill everyone. Everyone's going to get mind flailed.
That's a great idea. Like, I'm 100% in. You sold me. Let's do it.
Okay, cool.
Since we're leaving, David, is it past curfew?
Oh, yes, several hours past curfew.
Should we just
go in the morning?
No.
No.
No, and she kind of, Ode kind of looks to Kezia, and I'm like, be stealthy as a group?
We should all split up and go individually.
I happen to have Pass Without Trace prepared, so I can give us all a nice little bonus to
Yeah,
how quick
Pass
and
Without
quiet we
Trace,
move.
like, weirdly doesn't matter because it's magic. So if they, like, detect magic, it's...
Fair.
I don't know. It's,
Oh, yeah, that's strange.
I
Yeah, I
can
guess
take
make
off
them
my
glow.
jingly armor, and that might help.
Okay, hold on. Watch this. Sunny, disguise self. I changed into one of the Weave Scarred guys that I saw back at the warehouse.
Sure thing.
And now, I tell everybody, I say, all right, now it's me, Johnny Weavescard, and I'm taking you all back to questioning. So, hopping back in this wagon here. and let's
I
go.
don't think that's necessarily the best idea, and the only reason I think that is because if I saw someone, if I was part of a militia, and I saw one person escorting 6 people, I would be not suspicious necessarily, but definitely wanting to help. And I really don't want to accidentally end up in the center of the bastion.
But Kezia, we don't have just one Weave Scarred, we have 2.
Yes,
And he,
I'm here
Morak
too.
points to Byron.
And I'll wait.
And he's like, and we have nothing to pull this wagon, but we'll figure it out when we get there.
I think you meant 3, and I used my Furbolg disguise self, and I am now a Weave Guard as well.
I was gonna say you should turn in something to pull the wagon, but this is also good.
Or this is another option: is we just go 2 by 2 quickly through, and we just separate slightly. But we just get there, and it's just these are the 2 people if something fucks up.
Well,
but
I think at this point, we've got Byron, Artuk, and Sunny disguised as Weavescard. We've got you and me who are actually stealthy. Maybe the 3 of them could just walk with Morak, and if anyone stops the 3 of the Weavescard walking with the 1 person, they can say, oh, we've got it covered.
Perfect. Sunny grabs Morak and gives him a little shove, and he says, get moving, prisoner.
Also,
that.
we could just say not prisoner, but you're escorting him to, his hotel because he got.
He's a dirty scumbag, and I'm.
No,
taking...
I think not prisoner is best. I'm gonna agree with Kezia on that one. He's just getting a special escort from the Weavescard to where he needs to be.
I'm going to take him to an alley and rob him. Get moving.
You're just enjoying saying this to an orc.
No, he was taken to an alley and robbed. Holy shit.
I have grace
That's a good
here.
idea, Kezia.
Sorry, I missed that. Are we robbing him or?
No,
Okay, I'm gonna stop walking.
No,
I'm just gonna stop walking with or without
robbed.
you people.
Oh, maybe he was robbed by some magic people, and that's why you're helping him.
As you move through, it just is taking you a long time. Having to explain away to those Weavescar, getting kind of just slowed down and split up for just a moment, but coming back together. It just isn't. It just takes a lot of your time. But you eventually return to the Tom W. Davis School of Liberal Arts. And if you
right
just
here by this clock tower.
follow exactly, and as you guys kind of follow once again the instructions, you head in, you follow, you go through. I'll say you guys have a good enough memory that you guys are able to just find behind the painting once again. But you guys do arrive at the Archeron's hideout.
The way you used to describe it, it was way more cozy than this, David.
Yep.
I like what you've done with the place.
Can you describe what about it has changed? Well, yes.
Not
It used to be all like mahogany wood and red furniture.
Yeah, and as you guys get in, you see actually the office is fucking thrown around. It's a little. This is a bit more like an atrium area, but this actually does have similarly kind of fucked up weight to it. And as you go through and go down it, you do see just like there are signs of just like you guys were here earlier today or yesterday. I can't remember exactly when.
Earlier today.
Okay, earlier today. And you just see that it looks significantly more fucked up. Like, it looks like something was just thrown against the walls, and... one of you roll survival.
I already got.
Alright. As you guys get there... Artuk, you actually see just small hints or small traces of blood that was just on the ground in just a few different places along the hallway. And moving through, you don't see a body immediately, but like thrown right against it, like partially covered by like a portrait. But moving forward and moving through this place more, it's just wrong enough, especially compared to it, that you guys have a sense that something was wrong, and it was very, very recent. Okay.
Did you say there was a body?
There is not a body immediately.
David, just to clarify, when we entered, did we kind of follow the traditional steps of like entering behind the secret
Yes.
ruins of the liberal arts college and that kind of stuff?
Yes, yeah, you guys follow just that same general path, and it just seems to have significantly more just damage done to it. But as you move down, you eventually come to that hallway that you recognize, that many of you have been to before. And as you open the door, you guys actually see... sat at his desk, which has been splintered straight down the middle, and just all along the wall, you just see rubble on the floor. You actually see the Archeron sat there, just scribbling down in a journal.
Sonny hasn't been here before, I don't think.
No, I don't think so either.
So while we're walking down, he says, "So does it normally look like this, or?"
No, it was typically mahogany with red furniture.
And that will be when I begin to hum a song countertop. That's the exact words. Oh fuck.
I guess when we get to the door, I think Morak will enter first.
Okay.
I guess when he sees this, he's just gonna say, "What the fuck just happened?"
Ah, Prince. Wasn't expecting you so soon. I was hoping that you would come by tomorrow. Yes, we had something of a scuffle here earlier today. Nothing to worry about. We have it under control, I assure you. However, we will be moving our operation tonight.
What happened?
We acquired a particularly dangerous item, and he starts to notice the people behind you, and it didn't behave as expected.
What? You cannot lead me on with this.
He just kind of...
Is the device okay?
Yes, you have my every assurance that it is intact. Make no mistake, and once again, I do apologize. Our arrangement is unaffected. Some damage and perhaps some reorganization, but no lasting, nothing of substance.
Where is Joro? And where's everyone?
Much of my associates are in the back rearranging. Joro, I believe he is still staying in our little safe room that we arranged for him. At least last I checked.
I'd like to roll insight.
Go ahead.
13.
Hard to read. But how may I assist all of you?
Well, first of all, around a few hours ago, Weavescard started showing up everywhere in the city. What, did you have anything to do with this?
Hold on a second. Yes, I did, Mary, and yes, Brenna, if you could roll stealth for me. Sorry. Oh yeah, you're good. Yes, as per our arrangement, I arranged a small skirmish between the Weavescard and the Skinny Walkers.
Well, please elaborate.
I don't think you really need to know. Just understand that they are going to be at each other's throats exactly as you asked of me, and he just kind of goes back to his journal.
No, thank you. I think we do need to know, especially with our partners in this just getting everything destroyed in the secret base. Did they find you?
No, as I mentioned, it was an artifact.
What artifact?
That is my business, not yours.
Morak walks closer to him. It's like, if we want this to be an agreement, this needs to be open and honest with everything. Especially when it comes to these artifacts.
Roll persuasion.
I know it's not. It's intimidation.
Okay, fine. And let's see what the dice decree. You see him just continue scribbling at the journal for a second, toss the flip to the next page, and set his pen down. Your princeliness.
I'm not a prince. I understand that you don't really understand orc culture, and you don't need to keep pretending like you can. What happened here with the artifact?
It behaved abnormally. And he kind of just wills the helmet back before him. I had a theory regarding this. He just kind of wills it back away. That it would enable me to commune with something that we found, at least reach a deeper understanding. And it was not perfectly accurate. It affected some of my men more so than I'd anticipated and from further away than I'd thought, and caused this ruckus around you. It has been dealt with, however, and I give you my assurances. The artifacts are intact.
So you woke up something from an artifact? Was it like a warforged? Or what was it? You're saying you can control it, where you can trying to control your own people?
Roll an insight check at that one.
Oh, -1. Oh, hell yeah!
Wow.
Fuck, he's rolling badly. Zeka, or god damn it, Artuk
Whoa.
and Morak.
My name.
Just based on your passive insight and Morak's roll, at the mind control suggestion, you see like a hint of just irritation kind of go across his face. I was attempting to communicate with it. It has been dealt with. No, I could not control it, but I have kept myself safe, and the threat has been neutralized.
So
I'll admit,
you killed something.
it's been neutralized.
So it's alive?
What are you
I
prodding
want to see it.
out of the question?
But why is that? That makes no fucking sense.
Because I met you yesterday. No,
and you
I
know
met you
everything
earlier
about
today.
me.
Yes. And he actually stands up. Yes. I will admit, I don't know everything, but I do my research, particularly on those who are coming into my city, those who step into my business, and those who I'm going to meet. I do my research so that I can enter conversations like this informed. And I have known you for a day, and while I am intrigued by you, I am intrigued by your gift for these psionics, and I am very, very interested in working with you. Do not come into my home and tell me what to do with my items. I wish to work with you as a choice because it would enable us to reach far greater heights. However, I wish to make sure that I may handle this in a way that I see fit. And what of the rest of you? Do you have any opinions? He just kind of looks at you, or are you all just going to stand there with your mouths agape and letting flies fly in?
The three of us, I say, we're with the Weaves Guard. We're here to arrest you.
I've dropped this guy's self by the time I got in here.
I mean, I'm distinctly humming.
I don't.
And I probably would have put up enhanced ability charisma if you would allow that, David.
Sure.
All right. In that case, I am going to telepathically communicate to him. To the Archeron here.
Okay.
And I'm going to, in his mind, say, I can still feel him. You didn't get him. He's not neutralized. He's awake. He's back.
His eyes dart to you. Dart to Morak, and dart to the party.
We felt that the moment that he came out, whatever you did to him, he communicated to us. We don't know what side we're on. We want it to be yours. But we need to fucking see it.
And what do you want to do with it once you're there?
Did he say that out loud or?
He said that out loud just to all of you.
I look to Morak again.
We need to know what its goals are. if it's what I think it is, we encountered some in Feldarin. It's not good, and you can't control them.
Come with me. He stands up.
Sat back down.
All right.
And he leads you back through the back, basically through that big oak door behind him. And if you all follow, you see that if this office was in shambles, the rest of it is blown the fuck apart. You see just a bunch of stone. You see more blood, and you actually do see a handful of bodies. They look like pretty traditional rogue types, but you see like a few of them like covered in a cloth, and this kind of back area seems to be in the process of being disassembled.
Disassembled by people?
Like, yeah, disassembled by others of the Archeron's crew. I'll admit, I was a bit proud, and I thought I could control it. However, it proved to be significantly more, how shall I put it, intelligent than I once gave it credit for, or perhaps adaptive. It seized control of several of my men, and as I said, it has been handled. But if you would like to see it, and he opens one of the doors, and inside you see. I wish I had a fucking picture for this. Damn it. You guys see similar to. Same exact creature as the one that you guys dealt with. It is very firmly a mind flailer. But
Flail.
You see that its head is completely just cut off, and around it is just this kind of metal like frame, almost like a. How many? I don't know if everyone here has seen. I won't say that, but. Basically, just this metal, just a construct at the base of its neck that is clearly like holding it. You see like a body that has been like crumpled and broken like in the other side of the room, but even in this decapitated head, you guys see its eyes are open.
Wait, it's decapitated?
It is decapitated. It is put on. Has like a metal ring around its neck, but its eyes are moving and seem to be following you all. You also
see. Is its head? Wait, David, you need to re-describe. So, is there a metal head on it?
No, there is like a metal collar around the neck of it, but
so
it
it's
is
not decapitated.
Well, I think the metal collar is around the neck, and its body is not attached to the neck, and its body is seemingly slumped in the corner.
Oh, I thought he was saying there's a metal collar around the body.
Oh, sorry, no.
I saw the body, and then a metal collar, and then there was no head. I was confused.
Sorry, no, that's on me. It is a head, has part of a neck, and then a metal collar at the very base of it, and its eyes are following all of you. You also see just these metal bands that are just like almost like stapled directly into its head. As I said, I have the situation under control.
Oh, yes, clearly.
Do you have anything other than snide comments?
Well, I just wanted... is this all that it was?
All that it was? He just kind of gestures to it like almost surprised. This is something entirely new. Something that, as far as I'm aware, no one in the entire world had seen before today. This thing is the key to understanding this strange magic that is flowing throughout. In all of recorded history, this is nowhere in it. It is only being discovered right now, and I want that thing to tell me why. It is more than just that thing. It is the key to a great many answers that I am very curious to understand.
Where'd you get it?
As part of my diversion efforts, and stoking the fight between the Weavesguard and the Skinny Walkers, I managed to acquire something they were smuggling.
So the Weavesguard wanted it?
As far as I'm aware, they don't care for magic. I can only imagine they were going to destroy it.
That would have been tragic.
Find it.
As I told you, there was a site to the northeast that Joro and Ernest were exploring. I presume it was from there, and this is part of what they've been carting from it to here to destroy.
Okay. Where's the helmet?
Somewhere safe.
See it?
Why?
Study it more.
I'm currently
You
studying
took it away from me before I could finish something.
I am in the midst of studying it currently. And you all have a mission in the next 2 days. I can't imagine you'll be able to get much work into it without preparing for that.
I want to step up next, like right in front of the head.
Okay.
I kind of like wave my hand in front of it. I'll just say I'm in just like some generic disguise, not the Weavesguard disguise. That
Okay.
would be a little bit foolish to walk in
The
there with
sunny
that.
disguise.
You're in your leather cowboy man.
I want to be a
Yeah.
cowboy, baby.
I kind of wave my hand in front of it.
It is following you fiercely. This thing is...
hello there, little head.
The sense you're immediately getting from this is this thing is following and watching all of you. You don't know how it's still alive, but it is, at the very least, partially alive right now.
Okay. I'm going to do one thing. First of all, I will use Awakened Mind to telepathically speak to... I guess I'll turn around and look back at the group of people, and I'll speak to Morag and just say interesting. And when I say that, I am going to, out of the corner of my eye, see if the Archeron reacts to that.
Roll perception.
Oh, how about a 0?
Oh god.
No, you don't notice anything.
Excellent. With that, I will turn back to the head, the Mind Flailer.
Yes, the Mind Flailer.
I'll just say, I'll just talk to it, just actually speaking, say, so, partner, what exactly are you?
You see it's like brow almost like begin to move as it regards you, and it's like clearly like straining, but you don't get anything.
In retrospect, I suppose he doesn't have lungs, so maybe speaking will be difficult for him. I turn back to the Archeron and I say, did you, talk to this thing? Before, well...
Briefly,
been
I
ahead?
did, yes. No, it has not always been ahead. That was part of our efforts to ensure that it would be contained. That, and he kind of gestures to the metal-like implant in it. Also, when I said
Okay,
staple,
so I
I
guess-
don't think that was quite doing it justice. This thing, it's like half a foot, like a half a foot thing of metal.
It's like some kind of fixture.
Yes.
Well, what did it have to say?
It seemed confused. It seemed confused and wished to understand where it was and what was happening. I
Then
hope...
what did you do to piss it off so damn much?
I didn't do anything. It attacked one of my men closest to it.
Did he like provoke it like this? And I'll kind of just like go and like pat it on the cheek real quick.
Wait, do you pat it on the cheek?
I do.
As you do that, you see the Archeron's eyes just drop, him visibly pale, and just immediately you see like a firebolt materialize in his hand. Not aiming it at you yet, but like hair trigger for it. Stop that now. That thing is more valuable than everyone in this room, including myself.
Okay. And that's why you cut it down to a head. Gotcha. All right. Interesting. Well, and I'll back off. Don't want to, slap your ball sack here. Anyway. Does it communicate now, or is it just, ahead?
It can. That band we have installed into it is limiting its ability until we're ready.
Until you're ready? What, with like a note taker? I mean, it seems like you should get what you can and then get rid of this thing. And gesture just in the general direction of the carnage. Also, shouldn't you have maybe a few more people around here?
They're in the back.
No. I don't know.
Morak's gonna step back into the group. He's gonna go over to Byron and whisper to him, stage whispering. Can you keep him occupied for a little bit? Just keep talking to him, asking him questions.
The Archeron?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure. I've got a spell for that.
Okay. And then I'm going to walk back and then go to Ode and Kezia. And I'm going to say, I need that helmet. Do you guys think you could get it?
Kind of sneaking off. Maybe.
Think if any, Kezia, you kind of know this place, I'm guessing.
Kezia hasn't even revealed herself yet, so she could sneak off and no one would notice at all.
Kezia has a stealth of 26 right now.
Hey, Ode, do you know where Kezia is? I'd love to ask her to look for that helmet.
I'll just yank on his coat really quick to draw attention to myself.
You were inside the coat the whole time.
I was actually hiding behind Morak the entire time.
Oh, God.
You've just been match and paste perfectly.
She was hanging under the backpack. Oh.
Yeah. And she just kind of salutes.
I just need it for an hour. I just need to get it for an hour.
Okay. I will sneak off and I will look for that as well as the kid.
Okay.
I guess I'll sneak off too if it seems like I can without being too noticed. I suppose.
Walk into a shadow and then you disappear.
Yeah.
As soon as things look like they're about to take off, Byron will kind of step up and be like, "Oi, before you get your panties more in a twist," and use as a bonus action unsettling words on the Archeron.
What does that entail?
Let me do that. Basically, next saving throw that he makes has to be subtracting bardic inspiration.
Excellent.
And then he will begin to cast the spell Enthrall by just going, alright, before you get your panties more in a twist, I've got a lot more questions. So, how did you, get the collar on before it, bled out? And, before you even answer that, where did you even have that? How does that work? I mean, biologically speaking, it needs to have, some circulation and stuff. And,
Wisdom save, right?
Yep, minus a d6.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll the d6 in just a second, but let me make his save. Okay. Roll that d6.
Minus 6.
Fucking Christ. You see him trying to keep his eye on Morak, but in a true to Ken fashion, he's trying so hard to focus, but he just, his attention is just it eventually gets to the point where he's No, the way we managed to attach it was... And starts, like, explaining things to you very aggressively, clearly frustrated by the whole thing. Morak, you have the feeling that the dude, his attention is pulled away from the thing for a second.
Perfect. And Morak's gonna just close his eyes and try to probe it just a little bit.
Okay.
Since it's also suppressed, I'm guessing I won't get anything from it, but I just want to know, like looking at it, it's clearly the exact same creature, right?
Oh, it's absolutely the exact same type of creature, yeah. But yeah, as you try to probe it, before it was like you were trying to find it and you eventually find that connection and like you're almost pulled into this other thing. It's just like waving through static, right? And just there is no ability for you to even find something to connect with. Ode and... Go ahead.
Actually, can I maybe do a little sensing in the general area to see if I can sense any other psionic stuff?
I'll say... Yes, we'll come back to that in just a bit, though. Ode and Kezia, you are... The two of you are going off to do what exactly?
I'm gonna look for the kid, primarily.
Okay.
Yeah, instructions to look for the helmet, so I guess based on that I'll just go look in the Archeron's office, but Mary, like, understand that he was teleporting it in and out of some demi-plane. So, I guess Ode saw him teleport. I just, like, I don't even know where to begin to look, so I guess she'll just go look for, like, things, like, drawers in his office.
Oh, that might be how that ability works. I've always assumed that I can just summon it wherever. So, like, whenever Morak summons his hammer, it's like it was originally in the inn, and then he can just summon it. Like, it doesn't disappear, it just goes from one place to another. If that's how that ability works, that makes a little bit more sense for D&D.
Yes.
No,
yeah.
hun, he's got a different ability than you, I think. He's not an Eldritch Knight.
I don't know how abilities work, babe. He has a similar ability to another thing, and then he pulled out a firebolt. I'm just assuming he's the same thing as Morak, because Morak doesn't understand what classes are.
Morak assumes everyone is a rage mage.
Yeah.
But okay, Ode, going through the office, just as you go back through it, and you just start kind of pulling at the shelves, a lot of the shelves are locked, understandably, but you do notice that he did leave his journal at the very top of it on. Sorry, open. I don't know why I said on.
I flipped to, like, the last page of the journal in case it's like, and here's where I stowed the thing. I just kind of flip through, like, for the past couple pages, skimming.
Yeah, as you go through the journal, you can tell it's written in a language, but it is just this kind of, like, I'm trying to find the right words to describe. It's almost written in, like, this just runic language that is just looks alien and just strange and intermixed
No
through.
worries. I spent 2 key points to cast comprehend languages.
Fuck!
This whole time I was holding it in. I'm like, yes, Ode has the book that we can't read.
As you go through it, it seems to be this almost rhythmic chant of just as you read through it, of just it's making very and as how do I phrase it?
Hey, if it doesn't look like it has indications of where the helmet is, she pockets it.
Oh, you pocket it then. It does not look at all like that.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just add that real quick. Alright. But yeah, unfortunately, you're not able to find anything immediately. You could try to pick the locks.
Yeah, no, I can't pick locks, so I'm gonna go look for Joro.
Okay.
If we want to cut over to Kezia.
Kezia. You're looking for that other kid?
Yeah, I'm looking for the new kid.
Okay. As you go around, roll investigation.
Yes, sir. It's intimidation. 20.
Going through, you see there's not a whole lot of people in here immediately. At least on the at least as far as like closing up shop. You see like a lot of the books, like it looks like whoever this kind of back crew that's left to gather supplies, they are going through the bookshelves and grabbing very particular books. Whether they come back for the other ones down the line is neither here nor there, but they're being very selective. But as you go through, roll stealth real quick for me.
I keep closing my character sheet. Don't know why. That's so bad. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
I've got 2 inspiration. I'm gonna use it. 26.
Damn it, you used the inspiration for the ×2 multiplier I didn't mention was an option. As you move through, and with that 26, you kind of start ducking around. Luckily, these guys seem to be focused on closing up shop, but you continue to one of the rooms further back, and you just see this. Yeah, you see this human kid with dark black hair, kind of pulled up with a high widow's peak, probably 17 years old, about 5'1", a human boy, wearing slightly fancier leather armor than a lot of the more traditional kind of rogues of this operation. But you see him also going through just a lot of the books and just helping to close up shop. You get the sense this might be the kid you're looking for.
I'll just go up behind him, and then I'll like yank on like a stray piece of clothing.
Okay. As you do that, he spins around and has a hand crossbow trained about 2 feet above your head because
I like look down, look up, and I'm like, you're a little high up there, but
angles it down.
Hi.
Kezia, right?
Yes, but unfortunately I don't have the liberty of knowing your name.
James Wyvern.
Okay, Jimmy, so
I'm going to kill you if you do that.
I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I'm doing perfectly fine. What are you doing here? Why aren't you with the rest?
I wanted to make sure you were okay. Can't have my replacement going and dying on him.
He just kind of snorts at that. Oh dearie. Oh dearie. You will remind... This kind of kid seems like a smug asshole.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm in any danger. You, though? From the stories I've heard? Well, let's just say good luck on your little escapade. What is it, 2 days from now?
Well, survived this far, got into the bastion, got him what he wanted.
Pretty impressive, but going a bit deeper down this time.
I'm not concerned.
Just so David understands, are you angling for a very particular thing with this conversation?
No, I literally was just like, I need to make sure that this small child is fine, and then maybe harass him slightly, and then leave.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't going in circles for 20 minutes because you were waiting for me to have a question for you to ask.
Nope. I was just gonna mess with him and then leave. That was it.
Okay. Yeah, he seems healthy. You see like some scrapes and you see like some bruising like around his shoulders. You sense he was a part of all these shenanigans, but he seems mostly fine.
Okay. Well, okay, kid. Nice to know your name now. If you ever need, obviously it doesn't seem like you'd ever want my assistance, but if you ever need me. And then I will just, I'll sneak back away.
Hey, make a perception check.
I'm not good at those. None of my characters ever are. Maybe if I click it. I've clicked it 5 times. Why aren't you going?
Excellent. You hear under his breath him just say as you walk away, "Was she fucking networking?" What the fuck was... He just seems confused and kind of gets back into it.
She learned from the best. Always nag.
Said network, but alright.
Oh, I heard nag.
Yeah,
She's
fair.
trying to nag me?
I heard neg too.
Oh. No, he says neg.
She's terrible at nagging.
Alright, but...
That was it.
Jumping back into the room with Archeron, he still seems to be under Byron's kind of focus. You are still pulling focus, whether it's just through the effects of your spell or him now kind of getting caught up in the moment. Everyone, who all else is in the room? It's Artuk, Sunny, and Morak, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
I was trying to see if I could sense any psionic stuff happening just in the vicinity. Very loose idea. All the psionic stuff is loose.
Just
if
roll a
this is just
d20
something that
for me.
Morak can't do, you can say that.
Just roll a d20. I'll say
Good number.
I'll say you're able to sense obviously your own. Sunny's you normally would, and you would, but if not for Nistol's, but Artuk as well, just that little hint, and then Archeron's obviously. Archeron's aura just seems strange. It most closely resembles yours. That kind of intuition of just this kind of almost developed skill rather than this industrial version of it that you get from Sunny or this kind of imbued from Artuk. But compared to those two, you notice this mind flailer head. It seems comparatively small, like especially compared to the one that you were dealing with just maybe an hour or two ago.
Like the mind flail, its power is very small, or
it seems
or is it really big?
It seems smaller than you'd expect, but it also seems very suppressed.
Okay.
Like, think of a flashlight that you put something in front of it. You see like the very edges of it, so you can understand it is bright, but you can't quite see the full brightness.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I'm fishing for.
Okay. Okay. Artuk and Sunny, what are you guys up to?
In Morak's head, he hears. So are we? What's the play? I'm ready.
Can Morak respond to that?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I guess that's one way. Wait, have we established this one or two away from my telepathy?
If we have, then you know what? I'm gonna just say this: Morak can respond because it's psionic. So could Sunny.
Okay, gotcha.
Just to keep it with the consistent psionic stuff.
Okay.
I have Kezi and Ode trying to find the helmet, but honestly, I don't know what we could do here right now.
Rush it.
We're in the belly of the beast right now. I don't know what kind of abilities the Archeron has, especially if he has the helmet.
What if I dispel the collar?
It might. Is that what's suppressing it or keeping it alive?
Either way.
If it's suppressing it, we might be controlled.
If it's suppressing it, we have a reason to fight that he can't complain with. If it's keeping it alive, we kill it. Both are good.
Yeah, but what if it controls you, Sunny, and I? it might just automatically control Sunny.
Then we didn't have a chance to begin with.
I don't feel like dying today, Artak.
I mean, we're here to kill it, aren't we? If we're making the claim that we can't kill it, and that's why we're not trying, then why do we come here?
Hey, David.
Yeah?
So, with the enthrall, Byron is essentially having the Archeron explain the mechanism, right?
Yes. Actually, this is a very... Yes. Yes, he is. What
Could
a...
he possibly, overheard that?
I'll say yeah, and... Yeah, no, that all tracks. And as the Archeron's going over it, you sense... Or what he explains is that the band is basically just a very high purity piece of malachite that's been inserted into the brain, which is the source of this magic, and it's just suppressing it. It's not quite a lobotomy, but it's lobotomy adjacent. It's like and the collar is basically just a bit of magic that is done to kind of preserve it. It seems like you don't know. You don't know why he had it around, but it seemed like he had this thing ready to go in order to keep something alive like this. And if you were to break that necklace or that collar, that thing's just a decapitated head at that point.
As soon as the Archeron mentions that, Byron will kind of, look over and give Artuk a knowing look. Just one of those perfect, only Artuk can understand looks. So, hey, buddy.
Got it. All right. In Morak's head, you make the final call here, but I say we do it.
At Kezia and Ode if they've found anything. You can send message, right?
I cannot, no.
Ah, shit. Can Byron?
Nope. Also, I'm distracted.
Sunny?
Apparently.
I could if I had any spell slots.
Do you not have the... I thought you had the cantrip message.
No.
Oh.
You're thinking of Hertzman, Astrovius, McAllistander.
I
I have sending, but
That's a second spell.
yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any slots.
Welcome to the Warlock.
More like a warlock, am I right? Anyway, while they're talking about this, I want to address the head telepathically.
You try to once again, and there is just that kind of mental static.
I was just speaking to him last time. But okay, if it's the same thing, that's fine. And I say, well, you're no help at all. Sorry, you're no help at all, partner. Wait, I guess my telepathic probably just has his normal voice. You're no help at all.
It depends on the costume you have on.
Well, partner, you're just ahead, aren't you?
It growls.
That's not a way to get ahead in life.
It kills itself.
Hot damn!
Fuck, you mastered vicious mockery.
Yeah, if it doesn't respond at all. So, wait, is it just like... How's it being suspended?
It's like a Futurama head.
Yeah,
Okay, is it on like a podium?
Yeah. Not like a table, so it'd be like, yeah.
Got it. Well, yeah, I just kind of turned back towards the other guys and shrugged.
Alrighty.
Morak will say to Artuk, and like give Sunny a nod, a knowing nod, so that as if he can hear what he's about to tell Artuk. Of just give it 5 minutes and then follow my lead. Give the girls some more time.
Artuk nod.
I'm going to do an insight check for that, I think.
Okay.
When I roll in oh well, shit, he doesn't know anything.
I give a knowing nod back, and I start to walk around behind the head.
Okay. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
I start scanning the room. In the room, is it just us and the Archeron?
It is just the Archeron.
And is the door open or closed?
Open.
And how big is the room?
If it's how I imagine it's going to go in just a second, I'm going to give myself a little leeway and say it's
enough.
It's enough. It's enough for what's about to come.
It's enough for David to get on Incarnate real fast.
Yeah.
Any spells? Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and take a bad vibes check.
The DM seems very concerned about what you're about to do, but more in a logistical way than what you're doing is a bad idea.
I mean, it is a very bad idea for me.
Do we need to have a DM Incarnate break real quick?
No, no, because
or do we need to have a DM like God intervening, telling us not to do this break?
No. Let me be clear. If you guys want to do this, you can totally do this. It just might take a second. It might not be an Incarnate. It might just be we go back to a slightly non-traditional. You know what? Do your thing. I'll figure it out.
Right. Well.
Okay. The plan was to wait for the girls, so the girls have another round of doing stuff, and then we will commence.
Can I say something to what's his face?
Archeron?
The Archeron.
Do you break him from Byron's concentration?
Would it do that if I speak to him?
Yes. Because that spell only actually lasts a minute, but I was just giving it some leeway.
Yeah, actually I do. I do want to address it.
Okay, he looks over at your cowboy-looking ass behind his most valuable pin in his collection.
I say, now, Mr. Archeron, I've got a question for you.
What the fuck are you doing back there? You see, once again, the firebolt appear in his hand, and he begins to walk towards you.
I don't want to mess with your little toy here, but I got a question.
What's that?
Why haven't you gotten your information from this thing yet? Or did you? You just keep it around for fun.
I want to make sure that we get every bit of information that we can. One simple conversation is not going to be enough insight into this, into all of this.
Yeah, well, why are you waiting? I mean, I certainly don't think you're building any goodwill with this fella here.
Because we tried to have a conversation with it a bit ago, and it caused a bit of damage. I want to prepare so that doesn't happen again. I'd rather not move bases each time.
I look at Artuk and Morak and
for dramatic's sake, it is basically a line of Sunny standing right behind the head, Archeron facing towards it. Morak, you are directly behind him if something were to happen.
Can I be slightly to the side of the Archeron?
Sure.
Okay, and Morak's going to ready a cantrip.
Okay, what is the cantrip?
Control flame.
For what?
To pull that firebolt right out of his hands. Is that how that works?
That's not how it works, but because you're doing it, I'll allow it because it's not in the middle of a fight.
Okay, well, I just like to think that I have a more fun with D&D than the rules. If that's not an ability, I will hold an action to do a strength of mind on him.
Alrighty.
I say, now, Mr. Archeron, if you're worried about being able to handle this thing, I'd say right now, with who we have in this room, you're not going to have a better chance. If anything goes wrong, we can help you out. But we've got our own stuff going on, as you know, and we're leaving here very, very soon. So you're free to, I guess, wait and rebuild and then have this thing whoop your ass again, destroy another base, kill a bunch of your old friends. Or, since we seem to have some vested interest, I think we can cut a deal. We'll help keep things under control. We crack this egg open right here, right now.
Make a persuasion check.
If you so need, I can also help prevent us from getting mind controlled.
Well.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, baby.
Nice, dude.
Also, every time that Sonny said something like, ended a sentence, I would just have, for effect, echoed his words in the Archeron's head.
Ooh! Okay.
You're just mind flailing him.
The mind flailer has become the mind flailed.
Other way.
Anyway. What do you say, partner?
You see his eyes begin to glow a dull blue. He walks forward, grabs that big metal staple, and begins to take it out. Isn't waiting.
I'll immediately start humming a song of counter charm.
And we're going to cut over to the girls again.
Hell yeah. Oh
my god.
Ode, what are you doing right now?
I was looking for Joro.
Right. As you are, it's the Frisco kid.
I am also not trying to be stealthy. I'm literally just walking around being like, Joro, you here? Like, not such that the Archeron in the room could hear us, but so that...
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned about them in the room. I want to do what I was told.
David needs to consider this. Roll investigation just to look around for it. Or for him. As you're going around... Let's roll for this real quick. Okay. As you're going around, you're kind of just opening the different doors. But you eventually find one of the side rooms. You see in that there's kind of like a wire joint where that library where they're stuffing books is. And you see just a door in there, and you pop it open, and you see it is basically just a clean marble room, or mostly clean. But in it, you see Joro sat, like crisscross applesauce, in the center, staring at a wall, mumbling something under his breath. And as you move closer in, you start to recognize it's once again that kind of... Wait, does comprehend languages work for spoken language?
It does... let me pull it up.
Look that up real quick.
Because that would matter. Any spoken language you hear.
I'm out here trying to establish dramatic tone, and everybody else here...
Oh, are you talking about the Discord?
No, I'm talking about that you keep knowing all the languages. No, this is great. I just need to find one thing real quick. There's that.
It doesn't decode secret messages, if it's a secret message, I suppose?
It isn't a secret language or anything like that. But you see Joro, as you walk in, his eyes are glazed over. I was just gonna drag this over here because I like that token. But you see his eyes are glazed over, and you hear him just repeating in what you recognize before you automatically translate in your head to be this same Illithid language. And you see just these runes begin to appear along the wall. And these runes just kind of begin to transform before your eyes into language. As Joro is just speaking under his breath in like a mumbled tone of just ascension for all, the chance to strike back at the creators and to supersede them, to join all together in one unity, one perfect being. One collective. And he just is repeating that in loop.
Can I do an insight check to figure out what's going on?
You absolutely may.
Okay.
Oh, baby!
Joro? Joro is someone who is a bit attuned to kind of the astral sea, because he has its similar powers to Byron, right?
Yeah.
That's a little more tied to the Dust Dragon. You also know psionics are very much tied to the Dawn Dragon. He seems to be in something of a trance. No, a spell. Most likely, the fact that he has what amounts to Dust Dragon magic made him a very, very juicy target for this Dawn Dragon magic.
Oh.
And as he just seems to be mumbling this almost ritualistic just chant. It seems to clearly be affected by some kind of spell or psionic equivalent of an effect or of a spell. But he at the moment, at the very least, he is simply mumbling and just repeating these chants. Actually, with that insight, I'm going to give you one more little hint.
Okay.
You see at the edges of his fingers, you see this magic just begin to kind of seep out from them. At first it appears reminiscent of Byron, to that kind of just that astral, like, starry energy. And it just kind of seems to be radiating from his hands and just almost filling the room with this mist or this miasma. Not tangible. Okay. It's not like you're walking through like a physical object so much as it's a mist.
Like the miasma we saw in the flashback that was shown to us by Mastara?
You're not there.
I'm just asking for clarification for Mary.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit of that recurring miasma. But yeah, he just kind of continues to repeat that rhythmic thing of just ascension, an ascension for all.
Ode will run back to the room with the Archeron and the boys and look for Kezia along the way, but won't divert to stop to look for Kezia.
Kezia, where are you in this point?
I was just meandering my way back towards the rest of the group.
She's just whistling on the way back. She just had a good time. She just ribbed on a kid.
She just negged a kid.
Negged a kid. Okay.
Oh shit.
You see, as you come back, you see Ode run out from where Jorah was back towards everyone. Do you try to keep pace?
Ode.
Kezia, Joro is in there and he's being taken over by Dawn Dragon magic.
Oh, that's so not good. Go get the rest of the party. I'll go keep an eye.
Right.
I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna smack him. Oh shit, I can't hear David.
No, I was considering what I was gonna say.
Oh, I thought I heard background noise and I was like, oh shit.
As you smack him, it's like for a half second, like the chant like interrupts, but it seems more like physically you put something near his, like you smacked him, so that interrupted. But he just kind of keeps on with it.
Okay, I'm going to pull out one of the vials, one of the the arrowhead that I tipped into the paralytic poison earlier. I'm gonna shove it into his neck.
Nice.
Okay, what is that? What save is that?
It's so low.
But there is a chance. I'm
13.
Okay, I need to look up something real quick. Because I love this idea.
He is but a squishy wizard.
I'm gonna look up something quick.
Also,
is
Carson,
arrow to the neck lethal?
Also, I can't hear you
Carson,
guys.
I was putting on like tension music. I could hand it back over to you for more dramatic music.
And also, Kezia, you would be wrong. This man is not a wizard.
Oh.
This man is a sorcerer.
Oh, right.
Which matters a little bit for this.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the DC?
It's 13.
Stabbed a man.
I can't hear him again.
Oh my gosh.
Narrative roll.
Oh my god.
As you go around and after you smack him, you actually see Joro, who I will remind you, compared to Kezia especially so, but even to the average person, Joro is very big. He is very built. And he actually, after you smack him, one of his arms, still the miasma kind of seeping out from it, goes to grab you. And, like, just as an impulse, I think that it's just like, oh shit, and you just jab it right into his neck. And you hear him say, "Ascension will come for all, even those who resist." And he just kind of, you see, like, the eyes begin to, like, glaze over. And he just kind of seems very sluggish for a little bit.
So the runes, were they all around him, or were they on his skin?
They were all around him, not on his skin. But as you do that, you see, like, the miasma kind of interrupt for a second and, like, not mitigate itself, but he is still conscious, paralyzed, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you were going to say, sorry for interrupting.
So he is going... But the miasma itself is, like, still there?
It's still there, and it's still coming out from his hands, but he just seems like... He seems sluggish, and it seems stalled by it.
I am going to say drop concentration, and I'm going to slash the front of his hands. Like, on the palms.
Roll damage. And we'll roll a hit. I'm pretty sure with paralyzed you'd get... Well, what is the paralyzed condition in 5th edition?
I think she hits.
Yeah, you're fine. You get...
I think I get advantage, which means I have a sneak attack.
I mean, yeah, you obviously have sneak attack for this. You just drugged a man.
So I rolled really shit sneak because I'm not very stealthy hiding in front of him. I rolled 3 ones.
Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker's within 5 feet.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Kezia.
Roll it again.
Roll them die. Fucking.
I rolled.
Oh, God.
Are you trying to kill this guy?
No, I'm just trying to cut his hands.
So...
I feel like you should have some amount of control with how much damage you actually do on that.
So I will remind you that the DC for breaking concentration is...
lethal stabbing.
No,
Alright.
No, it needs to go up because that way he breaks the concentration.
Let's see whether he does. Son of a bitch! Why am I rolling so bad? Normally that die kills Brenna, not helps her.
Thank you.
Joro, whether a combination from the paralysis or from being fucking shanked in his hand, you... Oh my god, he does not have good luck with his torso or upper body this last few days. Anyway, you slash out at his hands, and the concentration does immediately drop as you hear just like, "Ascension will come even for those who are..." Oh! Fuck! Ow!
Keep in my hands!
Oh! Not cool, not cool, man. Man, lady man, that is not cool. That is so not cool. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's not cool to start summoning an ancient god either, so...
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck were you doing?
What the fuck are you talking about? We're gonna cut back.
This is gonna go in a circle for a while, guys.
And I will say, narratively, as Ode kicks the door in. Where did we leave off? Archeron's eyes just began to glow?
Yeah, he started trying to pull the nails out of the head.
And he starts to take the malachite... Yes, malachite. The malachite staple out from the mind flailler's head.
I'm humming a countertron.
Cool. The instant that he does this, Sunny, Morak, Artuk, and the Archeron are going to make intelligence saves.
Oh, intelligence save.
Is it for being charmed or frightened?
Look, you can't stop. You can't.
Let me look up one thing real quick, because you guys might have advantage. I need to just look up one.
Yeah, David, do I have advantage
I
since it's Mind Flayer shit?
mean, everybody in this room except Byron has Mind Flayer shit.
Oh, Byron also, actually, you make the save. No, I'm gonna say Byron has disadvantage, though.
Fuck.
Anything with
being
counter
charmed or
charm?
frightened, that's what the counter charm is. I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure of just one thing.
You can't stop Tallahassee Jameson Saunders. Psychic extraordinaire.
I say, you know what, I will say that this counts for it. So, everyone has advantage except for Byron, who is neutral. Ode does not have to make the save just because of the timing on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
You have advantage.
Damn.
No, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I rolled bad twice.
Okay, give me just a second. Everyone except for Sunny fails the save.
Fuck.
Uh-oh.
And wait, hold on, I need to roll for Archeron. Okay, everyone except for Sunny and the Archeron, the two closest to it, fail the save. And just at the edges of all of your minds, you just feel this pressure and this drawing. And in a similar manner to Morek, what you experienced earlier, you just see this sudden rush of information of your life. Cathartis, the train grounds, your adventures with the party. Artug, you see the tribe, the village, the day you were run out. Byron, you see growing up with your family. You see Brinsburn. You see just adventuring on the road for a little bit, and then you see rejoining with it. Sunny, ain't no fucking squid getting in your head again.
I'm squid proof, baby.
But no, you feel the same pressure, but whether it's just luck or whether it's time spent when Didactic Refrain on Feldarin tried to do this to you, feel just this impulse and just this rejection of it.
Gross squid man, get out of my head.
And you see the Archeron also just seem to shrug it off, like a moment of frustration, but then he just seems to push through. All of you can feel this thing very much pressing down on you. And Ode, you see this thing, you see the Archeron holding the band, untethering it, and you see Artuk, you see Morek, and you see Ken, grabbing at their head as they just feel this invasion, and just these whispers, and just this singular voice repeating it.
I think Ode does the thing where she will run up to the door and kind of see something scary going on with the thing, and just kind of quickly kind of turn on her heel and press her back up against the wall, outside of the room, to give herself a moment to think, to figure out what to do.
Okay.
And I think the reason we were talking is because Ken asked a question of which life flashes before his eyes.
Ah, okay.
And also, David, I did canonically have a strength of mind readied on the Archeron.
Do you want to fuck with his save? Is that what you want to do?
No, I feel like once I get control, I might just immediately use it on him.
Can you put up Strength of Mind again?
It's
further up, so I just don't remember where it is.
Boom.
Alright. Let's see how he does. Fucking Christ, he actually... Dang. Okay. It's a strength save, so... No, he would still pass that. Okay.
So he would take 5 damage.
And you see the Archeron... You know what? because of that damage, I'm gonna have him re-roll his save. Because that makes sense to me for some reason.
Am I also taken over? Would I be trying to prevent him or keep him down?
I think this is mainly because I had it readied.
Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna go with it. But actually, you see the Archeron, you see his focus, dip for just a second, and you see him, kind of fall to his knee, whether from Morak's interference or just pushing through. It was probably Morak's interference. but you see, like, he starts to have, like, his hands go to his head, and he just starts, like, feeling this pressure like the rest of you. Sonny, you are the only one who was able to successfully kind of maintain yourself.
Oh boy.
What do you do?
Oh jeez. So everybody else, what do they look like? They can comprehend anything? Everybody else, or are they just like completely like oblivious to everything that's going on?
Think just sensory overload.
Did I see Ode open the door?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna reach out with my mind and ask the mind flailer. And I'm gonna say, "What are you?"
I am a monument to all your sins.
Why did giggle? Why did you giggle?
I'm gonna walk around in front of it.
And you will become one with our collective, just as they will. Everyone else, make an intelligence saving throw. Sonny, make another one with advantage.
Oh God.
18.
Man, nice.
Boyron and Artuk and Morak, unfortunately, just with that, you see more and more of just your memories and your life just kind of flooding before you. But then it just stops, and you just feel this impulse to move forward. Rolling for the Archeron. God damn, okay. And you see the Archeron actually begin to move towards the and just towards the Mind Flayer. Mind Flailer, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Can I make an action?
Yeah, and what would you like to do?
I drop my disguised self, and I say, "I've spent enough time as part of a collective. Thanks." And I will Eldritch Blast it.
Yes.
Roll damage and roll as if you crit, because it's a head. You can pretty much just put your hand next to it and blast it.
I'm gonna reach out with one hand on each side and just both of them. Oh, I guess I make 2 attacks. And are they both rolled twice? So let's say
39.
39 damage.
Just how do you want to do this?
So Sonny says, "I've spent enough time as part of a collective. Thanks." And he reaches out with both hands. You see them kind of heat up, and then just boom, both hands at once. There's just like a flash of like purple, and he lowers his hands, and there's just a hole straight through either side of the Mind Flailer's head. He puts his disguise, re-ups disguise, and turns back around.
As you do that, and for just half a moment, even after the hole in its head, you feel just this. Everyone take 2d6 psychic damage except for, well, Artuk, Byron, and the Archeron are going to take 2d6 psychic damage.
How much will that be, David?
That'll only be 5, actually.
Nice.
My 20 intelligence save didn't get me out of...
No, you're fine. I misread it.
Oh, thank God.
But even with its head now blown apart, you, Sonny, feel in your mind, actually just all of you, all of you can hear this, including Ode, but not including Kezia and Joro. Just this final thought of, you will join our collective, whether through this vessel or another. And then it gets fucking brained. And Morak, Artuk, at this point the connection ends for you. And it's violent, just having it very suddenly ended, and just having all those memories just forced to the forefront of your mind and then just ripped through it. It's almost like a mental whiplash that you guys are going through. But you see the Archeron just full-on just collapse to the ground, and it's like twitching. Sonny, Byron.
Oof.
I will walk over to kind of jog over to Morak and jeez, I don't know. I'll kind of like help him up.
I'll go over and help Arthur go.
When Ode
Thank
hears
you.
the explosion, I'll have her peek back in the room.
See a lot of purple brain and purple blood just splattered about one side of the wall.
Does it still look like people are holding their heads, kind of in being controlled in this?
The Archeron maybe. Everyone else seems to have been... They're better. Not great, but better.
Okay, Ode will shout, something's going on with Joro. I don't know what's going on here.
It's dead. That's
So-
what matters.
Sonny, Byron, you go. Artak and I will catch up.
Before I go, he'll put a hand on each of them and just kind of give them a quick cure wounds.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Uh, you ever had your mind split open and then someone glues it back together real quick?
Funny you
I'm
should
assuming
mention
that's what
that.
this feels like. Then he'll run off.
Alrighty. You guys run off to Joro.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I'll do
guys
that.
see his hands profusely bleeding.
Christ. I mean...
Kezia's trying. Kezia's like reaching out. She's like running.
Because you realize you cut off you cut off his pinky by accident.
I know I have excellent aim.
You also rolled a 32 for damage and slashed his fucking hand.
It's just right down to the bone.
Alright, I can accept that. You fucked up his hand.
Okay, I'm like currently rapidly rummaging through my bag looking for bandages, which I don't have.
Quick,
But
get
that's what-
Z-Man.
dying.
Get Z-Man for the love of
Oh my
God.
gosh, I have a healer's kit. I can actually do
Well,
have bandages.
While we're running over, Ode will have explained, I think, that she saw that he was being possessed by psionic energy or something.
Okay.
Whatever it was that she saw. Just
It's
so that
just-
when they get in, the thing going on with Joro wasn't that Kezia had attacked him.
Take her down. She's gone rampant.
Can I retcon and say I did not run to see Joro? Because I just thought I'll probably, being the only one who was there, I'll need to explain some things.
Sure. Sure. That's fine with me.
Okay, I stay with the line Taylor.
As soon as I get to Joro, I'll just kind of be like, look, Kezia, why is his pinky on the ground? Pick it up, stick it where it's supposed to be, and put a 3rd level cure wounds into him.
All right. Well, I'll accept this as the true lore. Not much, huh? Not much.
What? Oh, wait, it's 8 plus 7.
Okay. That's very weirdly formatted.
Yes, it is. Is the pinky back on?
I mean, yeah. It doesn't look great, but, you know...
It's backwards.
You don't think he'll be able to play piano for a while, but, you know...
He couldn't play piano in the first place.
You're right. He could only play theremin.
How soon do you need your hands back, Joro?
I mean, ideally, every day I'd like them around.
I already said I'm sorry. I did what I had to.
You haven't explained anything. You just said that you did what you had to.
That's because every time you're like, what did I do? And I'm like, well, what did you do? And you don't know, and I don't know, and it goes into a
Ode
circle,
will-
and I'm not
Ode
starting
will
the circle
pull at
again,
Kezia.
Joro.
Ode pulls Kezia and she says, "Is everything okay with?" And then she kind of gestures to Joro.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped him. He stopped
Then-
chanting.
Great job. Then Morak said that it's imperative that we find the crown
Kezia looks
thing.
embarrassed.
Oh no, great job. No, and Ode will stop and be like, "No, seriously, I didn't know what to do. You fixed it. That's great." And kind of look to make sure that Kezia is okay.
Can I?
But
The emotional support to Baxi.
Kezia, Brenna, is it your Wi-Fi?
Oh God, no, not again.
Uh-oh.
It happened to her.
No.
She was
Ke-
mind flailed.
Kezia decides that she's had enough of this life. After all this
My-
critique, she's walking out of here and she's never coming back.
My next action was going to be to ask Joro and Kezia if they know anything about where to find the crown. So I guess if Joro, the helmet thing. So if Joro has a response to that, we can wait for Kezia to come back.
I mean, wait, is Kezia back?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah.
We could take a water break.
Water break sounds good to me. I'm very, very thirsty.
Go pee for the past half hour so bad.
How you guys feeling about the session?
I like
It's
it.
okay.
Fun.
It's okay.
Not what I expected.
Neither. Hey, me neither.
That's good. It's good.
I thought we were supposed to do the heist now.
Yeah, so did I.
Remember, this is the one
Did
thing that.
you really, David?
Honestly, I did not guys, I have to be totally honest. I did not think you guys would go out of your way to deal with the second pod. I didn't think that at all. It never even occurred to me. It wasn't like, oh, they won't deal with this. I just thought you guys wouldn't even acknowledge it.
Be right back.
In all my planning, never once was I like, oh, they might go for this. I had plans for you guys to deal with the Archeron, but never for this. Alright, I'm gonna go get a water real quick.
Brenna, are you back?
I'll be right back, too, guys.
Hey, Maui.
Hey. Man, that was
Go on.
exciting.
I'm gonna go on video real quick so I can see you.
Okay, here, I'll do it too. I always feel like I'm, like... No, that doesn't work at all.
I think it adds. It makes you look like your shirt and be in a little skeleton face.
No, I always like when it's exciting like this, but I'm like, oh, here's what I can do to fix it. But actually, everyone else did a really cool job of like it didn't occur to me to break the Dawn Dragon's concentration. That was really cool.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
And then I hope you won't be disappointed that it seems like we probably won't be able to find the helmet. I think that's where I'm at.
No, I have a last ditch effort on finding the helmet.
Okay, because I tried really hard to follow, like, not just me, because I love you, but Ode, because she's an order follower.
Yes.
Look at that puppy. Oh, look at the two puppies. That's so good. Carson, you're still muted if you're trying to tell us about your beautiful puppies.
All I said was, yeah. Lulu, what's going on, baby?
Did they just like being in the same room as you, or were you snuggling with them?
They were just closed in here for some reason. Ooh, what are you shaking? Luna, you can hop down, baby. Come here. You're okay. Please.
What's the dog doing?
Boo.
Well,
Hey,
we killed it. That's good. I mean, I killed it. I don't know. You guys didn't do jack.
I was trying.
Sunny rocked
good.
it.
Squid proof.
I had an idea of like you touch it,
I have
Eric.
returned.
Like Sunny would touch it, and then Morak would strength of mind the Archeron to make him think like it's trying to escape, and then we just immediately kill it.
I
But
think the way
went
it
was
worked
pretty
out
good.
was pretty good, yeah.
It was very good. I liked it. It was better than what I thought.
It worked out surprisingly. Well, we'll see how it goes from here. I think it worked out pretty well. Though.
Yeah, we definitely left his corpse. Well,
But
you
now-
guys are still there, so there you go.
And I'm kind of glad that we're able to explore all this stuff.
I don't know if the Archeron's gonna really be so keen on helping us in the future, though.
I don't know if he's gonna live for after the next day.
So Brenna, are you back?
Brenna.
Brenna.
Well, this isn't terrifying at all.
Came in too late.
You know, if we started doing this, we wouldn't actually hear her at all because we were talking over her.
I
Okay,
saw
guys, let's
her-
start it again. David Solo.
Brenna!
Did we all accidentally mute Brenna? No, she's at the highest volume for me.
She's also at the highest volume for
It
me.
was no accident, Mary.
Alright, I'm turning off my camera. Let's get back into it. Brenna, are you good?
Brenna.
I made you out of clay. Brenna.
Okay, Brenna, while we're fixing our audio issues, just so you can hear, I was going to have Ode ask Joro and Kezia if they knew any way or anything about getting the helmet thing.
And as you ask Joro that, he kind of just absent-minded, or just like, fucking Archeron. Like, I don't know. I just hang out here. And he seems way more focused on the fact that his hand seems a little fucked.
I guess then Ode will explain to him. Right, well, I guess in case Kezia wasn't able to, the reason she fucked up your hand is because I came in here and you were chanting about ascension, and it seemed like in a Dawn Dragon language, and there were Dawn Dragon runes all around you.
He looks at Byron. So,
Yes?
This is the stuff that you were saying, don't fuck with it too much, otherwise it might bite back?
Pretty much exactly.
Okay, did this bite back for you this way?
No. Mine was more the Dust Dragon specifically bit back. I haven't dealt too much with the Dawn Dragon, but I know it tried to kill me on multiple occasions.
He nods for a little bit. Alright, guys, I want to go. I don't like this. I don't like dealing with whatever was going on. I don't like that I'm in this room when I was in another room last I remember. I don't like that my hand hurts. You guys want to go?
That's the plan. So
Yeah, let's go. And he stands up very quickly. He seems very visibly rattled. I ain't sticking around to find out about this bullshit. I need to get Ernest and then I need to go.
We can have you meet up with Zeka.
Kick ass, Z-Man. He'll be able to help with this. Alright, where should I go?
And Ode gives him the name of their fancy hotel that we sent Zeka to.
Kick ass. You, points at Ode, you're great. Points at Ken. I appreciate the warning. Points at Kezia. Walks away.
I guess no thank you for healing your hands.
You see him leave. He was like, God, that seemed kind of rude. Sorry, I just am a fast walker. Thank you for healing my hand. Points at Kezia again.
Yeah, I healed them completely, fucker.
Hey. Chill out, man. How would you feel if you got stabbed? You'd be a little angry about it. You'd be a little upset, because even if the wounds are gone, it kind of hurt. And I think you should have a little bit of respect for my feelings in that regard.
You know what?
He is taking it pretty well.
You know what? You're right, Joro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I also want to... You know what? Hold on. Looks at Kezia. I'm sorry. Thank you for breaking me out of this trance that I don't fully understand. I want to just say this now. I'm not trying to be mean, and I would like to apologize if I've done this. I'm just in a very high-stress situation right now because I just got stabbed after apparently being in a trance. Alright, seems a little rude of you, but also, that's not going to stop me from still giving you this apology and saying thank you. But also, as fun as it is that you're using that middle finger, mine still hurts. And he walks out.
Wait, shit, was that the one I reinstalled backwards?
Oh, kick ass, I've got a party trick. Alright, though. Joro begins to head out to reunite with Zeka. And if you guys walk out, you actually see No, I'll save that for later. But, meanwhile, back in the... Oh, hold on a second.
I guess, can we say that after this we'll probably walk back to the
Sorry. Meanwhile, back in the other room with the now exploded Mind Flailer head, Artek, Morak, and Sunny, you three are in there, correct?
Right.
Okay. Sunny, you're the one who's... Obviously, you didn't have to have a recovery time. The two of you will, I'll say, within... By the end of this conversation with Sunny, you will be back to fine, if a little... But, Sunny, what do you do immediately? You see the Archeron... If you just look at him, you see, like, a very deep, bloody nose and, like, a little bit of blood, like, pooling around him as he's twitching on the ground. Seems to still be alive, but is clearly very fucked up, for lack of a better word.
I look at, I stand over him, and I kind of, like, cock my head and look towards Morak and Artek.
Is he still alive?
Yep, looks like it. I mean, pardon me. Looks like it, partner.
Right. Morak is going to, like, try to compose himself a little bit and, like, stumble over to the Archeron. And, like, is he falling down on his face?
He is on his face, and he seems to have this, like, 1,000-yard stare to him as that kind of just nosebleed pools.
Morak's gonna grab him and flip him over and just say, you need to summon the helmet. It's attacking everyone. We need to keep it safe.
I'm going to have him roll an intelligence check to see whether or not he is, like, lucid enough to understand. And then I want you to roll persuasion for that. You have advantage because look at him.
I would like to, if possible, assist him in this by casting blindness on the Archeron so that he can't see that the head's been exploded, he can't tell what's going on. He's just has to rely only on the words he's being told for situational understanding.
Okay, so I'm going to roll this intelligence check to see if he's lucid. Then I'll roll the save for whether he's blind. And then could you, Morak, roll that persuasion check?
Yes.
Okay, he is lucid enough. He seems almost shell-shocked would be the word. What is the save for blindness?
It is a Constitution saving throw that he needs to make against my DC of 16.
Fucking is not blinded.
Alright, sure.
And I will roll this final one. Nat 1, baby. You get the sense that the Archeron, regardless of everything else, even if he's a little lucid that he could understand, he is so far and away, like, fucked mentally at this moment, and seems like similar to actually where you were when you first encountered the computer, where it's just like, this will take many days to fully recover from, and even then it's going to leave a little bit of a mental scar. But at your request, he seems to almost register it automatically, and, like, you see the helmet materialize in his hand, but he doesn't even have the, like, focus to grip on it, and it just clatters to the ground.
Okay, Morak's gonna grab it.
Archeron instantly, like, falls to the ground, still twitching as you do.
Oh, he got up?
No, like, I assumed you were, like, holding him up by, like, his shirt, and you grabbed the helmet and let go of his shirt.
Oh. Yeah, I grab it, and I'm gonna, like, strength of mind, just, like, the presence of it to try to get him to unattune from it so I can take it from him.
What does that do? Strength of mind? Because I've heard it thrown around.
Strength of mind is just kind of this mechanical MacGuffin.
Catch-all, like, psionic ability. I don't know. It's so loose.
We're gonna just.
I just want to take it.
We're gonna play with
this. You
this.
can summon it at will, and I don't know how to use it.
Somebody, like, points down to the Archeron and, like, does, like, the, like, you know, thumb across the throat and kind of like.
I agree.
He doesn't automatically break it, but also he doesn't seem to be in a position to fight back at this moment.
Last call for questions. Anyone? Going once? Going twice? No?
Kezia,
No
anything from you?
I guess I will say, since Brenna's not here, Ode's fine with this. But would David, you want it to be that Kezia has come back into the room and has a say at this point?
Yes,
or...
I very badly want Kezia to have a say in this final moment.
Sorry, a say in what?
Okay.
Oh, she's back.
Yes.
Okay.
So
We're
anyway,
gonna kill the
Sonny raises
Archeron.
up his foot.
On a twitching, almost dead Archeron.
But yeah. Hold on.
Enters the room.
Kezia, as you enter the room, you see Morak holding on to the helmet that Archeron had clearly acquired, and you see Sonny kind of looking around like for a go ahead, and basically has his foot on top of the Archeron's head. Archeron is out for the count, big nosebleed forming, clearly like if not unconscious, so rattled he's non-functional.
And he is
What
in
are
a
you-
recovery position.
What are you doing?
We got all the things that we
Nothing.
want. This town and this world would be a lot better with one less mind-meddling Archeron.
Yeah, he was ready to get into bed with them squid boys, and to be honest, I'm not a fan of them.
There's no proof that he wasn't being manipulated himself.
Look, there are known knowns, and there are unknown knowns, but there are also unknown unknowns. You can't prove anything about that. We do know this guy is a grade A shitbag on the whole. Some people
No.
just don't deserve to be saved.
And some people just, that doesn't mean that they deserve to die, though.
Sonny
kinda
understands
takes
what you're saying, but I think at the end of the day, this is up to Kezia. I want to. He's a shitbag too, and I don't like that he's tied to the Dawn Dragon and all that shit. But this isn't our call. This isn't the person that raised us. Let
And
Kezia
Sonny
choose.
looks to Kezia.
I don't think he should die.
But what
Well-
if he recovers and kills us?
What if he recovers and he's fine and back to normal? He's been steadily getting more and more manic for the past month, apparently. And if Byron ended up getting to this level of shit, would we have just killed him?
Yeah, probably.
I don't doubt it.
That is not right, though. You need at least to ensure that if it is some sort of weird mental thing, what he did was shitty. What he may do in the future is shitty. But what he did in the past does not warrant his death for today.
So what do we do with him then? We could take him to the Skinny Walkers.
I don't see why we can't just leave him.
If we leave him here, this stuff keeps going. I am not comfortable. I know this is your bullshit and your backstory and your life, but he released and was ready to release a lot of fucking Dawn Dragon shit onto this world. And I have absolutely zero fucking assurance that he's not going to do that and harm the people of this city again the moment that we give him the freedom to. We stand in a unique position to make the world a fucking better place right now. And maybe he's already better than, or maybe he's a little better than we thought he was. Ain't nearly a good enough reason for me.
Yeah, Kezia, we're surrounded by corpses.
I can guarantee when he comes to, you're going to be mad in hell at all of us. Because he did really believe this thing was more important than any of us.
We've seen how the Dawn Dragon does work in regards to controlling other people's minds. I cannot say that is something that I don't think is not happening here.
Sure, yeah, but if we're not gonna kill him, right? Yes, we're on board for that. But I don't think we can just leave him here.
Look, whatever we're doing, we better do it fast. Because I don't think he's going to be like this forever.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with him. I don't want him dead.
Alright, well...
I'm not willing to leave him here, so if there's a compromise to be had, it's taking him in some manner out of here.
I'm not sure once he comes to, we'll be able to handle that.
I agree with that. I think he dies here.
That's what rope is for. We gag him, we bind him, he can't get away, and he can't cast spells.
I did buy rope just today.
I figure he's a lot less dangerous without a tongue.
I'm gonna... Alright, look.
Morak is like in a trance with this crown, and he just like points towards the thing on the ground and says, Malachite. And then he just goes back to like studying the helmet.
We could use that thing to control him. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. So, David.
Yes.
The spine thing that was going into the...
Yep.
What's it look like?
Imagine a big old fucking staple. Think of a staple, but if it was made out of railway spikes.
And how was it on the head of the mind flaler?
Intrusively inserted.
Yeah, but I mean, like in its... Was it in like its neck or like in its forehead?
Like the forehead area. A little higher up, like top of the head.
You know what?
Earring it.
Look.
Nose ring.
Hold on. We don't know if other people were affected by that or if it was just us in this room. And Sonny turns to Kezia and Ode and Byron. Say, go check the perimeter real quick. Make sure we don't have anybody crazed coming after us, or I don't know who was in this place. But make sure that we're safe here for now. I don't want anybody sneaking up on us.
I think Ode and I can handle that. I think Kezia should stay here.
I
Thank you, Byron.
Kezia should go.
No, because then you're going to kill him, Sonny. I know how you work.
Really? Sonny drops his disguise. You know how I work, huh?
No, Sonny, not like that. That's exactly what I would do. If I wanted someone who was around someone who they grew up around, I would ask them to leave. No, I can't tell you how many times since I got back and since I realized all the shit that he puts me through that I can't even tell you that I didn't think of shoving a knife through his heart. But that does not seem right to me.
So he's gonna walk up right in front of Kezia.
I'm glaring at him.
He's gonna put a hand on her shoulder. Right now, I very much do want to kill this man. I believe that that's what's best. He might be able to be saved, but he might just as well kill everybody here. But you believed in me. You believed in me. So I'll do this for you. And Sonny's gonna go to the door and just scan the hallway.
No one, literally no one. Whoever it was that was like stalking the last of it seems to have either grabbed the last of their shit and gone, or fled, or what have you. But you guys seem totally alone here.
Does anybody know how that staple works?
He explained that it has to be inserted into the brain.
So we ram it into his fucking head and get lucky if he dies.
Artuk.
Uh-huh.
Well, can you tie him up in the interim?
Yeah, Kezia, help me.
Yeah, I'll go help her.
Easily done.
Listen, if it ends up that it's not okay, I'll fix it. Okay? But But I can't let my friends kill the only person. That person for me. No, I know, and I know it's... no. Please.
Kezia, I respect the fuck out of you for what you're doing here. I do. And so I'm going to offer you the same deal that I offered to that giant water beast when I let her free into the world, even though there was a danger of her breaking the balance. You're promising me right now that the balance won't be broken because you're going to take care of the shit you're unleashing. And I can respect that. If you take care of the shit you're unleashing, I'm okay with that. But if you fail to take care of the shit you're unleashing, then I promise that beast that I would be exempt. If you're okay with putting your life on the line for the sake of keeping this in balance, then I'll leave it to your trusted life. That's putting your money where your mouth is. So money where your mouth is, or I'm not okay with this.
Grimaces at this.
Arthur, I promise. If he ends up being a problem, I will shove the knife through his heart. If it causes problems enough to hurt another one of us, I will shove it through my own.
Right? When it's in your hands, I trust you if you're putting your life on the line.
We should get out of here.
Agreed.
Sonny goes over to the Archeron. I'm going to take all of his stuff, everything he has on him, even his clothes. I'm going to take them all.
Leave him naked.
Leave him naked.
On his person, you find 67 gold, 21 platinum. Someone just write this down for me. A very, very nice looking pocket watch with a gold chain. Very nice clothes. In addition, you also find a wand. Nothing of particular note to it. And 2 daggers. But you sense that anything that he had was either kept, or any of his fancy stuff was either kept far away, or was given to other people already.
Ode will take off her purple cloak and kind of put it around the Archeron and then pick him up.
Okay, he's very light. And where do you guys head out? It is probably...
Wait. Before we do this, I take, I don't know, some piece of cloth or something and gag him very, very tightly.
Okay.
Verbal, somatic, and material. This guy's not sneaking up on us if I can help it.
Alrighty.
Okay.
And I will say, as you guys head out, do you just make where do you drop off the Archeron?
I think Ode will tell everyone that she had gotten us a room or a few rooms at the one tavern that had the word ass in the title, and say we should meet up there.
Alrighty. As you guys head back, it's
Before we leave, I want to grab the staple.
Okay. Mark down in your inventory, malachite staple.
I'll grab the collar.
Okay.
Wait, there was stuff? I was kind of like trying to fiddle with my headphones, which I figured out what the problem was. I had the frickin' thing itself, the headset itself. It was muted.
Nice.
So unplugging and plugging it back in didn't solve anything.
That's great. But alrighty. Yeah, there is the malachite staple, and call it... I don't know. Find some way to indicate what that collar is.
Is the collar not the same thing as the malachite staple?
Nope, they were two different things.
No, it was just write down Futurama head stand.
Honestly, yeah, that'll work.
Also, Ode would not go back to the Archeron's office, but there were technically locked drawers in the Archeron's office. If someone's character would go back, I don't know. So
I think at this point, no one really would.
yeah.
And I think you guys head out. You return back to the Ass Tavern. Whatever it's called.
No, that's just its name. The Ass Tavern.
No, because you guys were going to a different one.
Yeah, Ode had gotten us rooms in some tavern that had the word ass in the title, so now we're calling it the Ass Tavern.
Ass Tavern, 3,000. But yeah. And just where do you bring the Archeron with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Unless someone would tell Ode otherwise, but yes.
As you guys... Yes?
How do we hide that?
Should we leave him? I don't know if we need him with us. Unless we're gonna talk to him later.
I thought the whole point was that we were bringing him. Am I confused?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what was that, Brenna? Like...
I thought we were
is
bringing him.
Okay.
With that, I'm just gonna hand wave that you guys are able to do it because you guys didn't pop fucking pass without a trace and a million goddamn spells to ensure success. Which, admittedly, in this magic time, we're just gonna hand wave it. But
Thanks, David.
We did the exact same thing we did before.
exactly, it's probably getting close to at this point 3, 4 in the morning. But yeah, I will say that with that, you all return, take your long rest. Archeron doesn't seem to stir at all. At least not immediately. Still alive, but mentally still seems as messed up as he was initially.
Hey, question, since I missed it. What happened to Joro? I kind of heard him walking out, but I know originally Will wanted Zeka wanted his assistance with the hive.
Joro's walking over to Zeka.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That works. Thank you.
I'm gonna say that at this point, you guys go to bed, take your long rest, and just spend that final Thursday just doing any last little bits of prep. But as the session and as Thursday kind of closes, some of you see, those of you who head out during the day, you just see ash hanging in the air every now and again. You see to the southeast of the city, you see dark clouds just begin to kind of grow. And towards the city, you just see these faint specks of ash appear in the air. And just the entire atmosphere of the city just seems to have this prevailing static to it all throughout the day. Those of you, I'd say Ode, Morak, and Byron and Kezia, understand. These are the first signs of a wild magic storm. Kind of like... similar to how you can feel the change in air pressure during before an actual storm. But you see this ash just begin to circle through the air, and even throughout the day, far to the east, you see just this multicolored lightning kind of strike out in those clouds. Clouds look almost purplish and seem to just have like almost a mist surrounding them. But as that day ends, you're not sure whether or not it's going to hit tomorrow, but you do know this. Tomorrow is the very long-awaited Day of Reclamation, It's time to break in, and it's time to get Ernest back out.
Find wherever Kezia is if there's a moment alone.
I'm sitting in the same room as the Archeron, watching him.
Sure.
And I have the window open. I'm looking in case Annette comes. That's what she's doing for the rest of the day prior to.
Yep. Hey, Kezia, you got a couple seconds to talk?
I don't know, Artek. Do I?
I'm not sure. I asked you because I didn't know. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
of course. Sorry.
My bad. I wasn't sure.
No.
Right. I wanna, how to put this? I'm sorry. I apologize. That was harsh and a lot, and also not a cool way to treat a friend. And not at all reasonably okay things to say to a friend, and on top of that, not things that I want to reflect the new person I'm trying to become since leaving the herd. And I can't justify the things I said there, and I don't feel comfortable with them. And so, first step towards that, and you don't have to accept it or anything right now, is to come up to you and say, I'm real sorry about that. The herd that I grew up in had some real strong ideals, and most of them were pretty easy to understand in black and white. It was tit for tat. If somebody came in like that guy that we met way back in that first city we all were in together and started chopping down trees, he killed things, so we killed him. If someone tried to, claim a part of the forest as their own and chase the animals out and live there themselves, we would chase them out and burn their homes or destroy their homes because, they did that to the things that were already living there. It was harsh, and I didn't know that it wasn't right because, I never learned any better, never had any other example. And some of what they were doing was for the right reasons, but the wrong things for those right reasons. And balance is important, and they taught me that, and that was a right moral that they taught me, that balance means a lot. But the harsh way that they brought it into the world of, tit for tat, if something goes bad, then you do bad back to it, isn't the right way to treat anyone, much less the people you care about. Balance needs to exist in the world, and leaving the Archeron alive here definitely throws balance off, and that's something I, have a lot of trouble understanding how to deal with, and I'm still trying to teach myself how to deal with. But making a friend of mine suffer to bring about that balance isn't the right way to handle it. I want to extend both my apology like I did, and also promise you, if something bad does come of us leaving him alive, if, he starts to do harm again or something like that, it's not what I said before. It's not on you to keep him in line, and, on you, life or death, you die if you can't keep your own shit to yourself, things like that. That's not how things ought to be in the world. If shit goes down and things go wrong again, let's work together to make it better.
You were raised with balance, I understand, seems like. But you need to understand one thing. If I say something, I mean it. And I mean it. Then I have no intentions of taking it back. So even if you change your mind, I will still be holding myself to the promise that I made you. Because that is the only way that I was able to survive.
Don't do anything too brash if something goes wrong. If I can, throw some of the way I was raised behind and learn to trust and rely on you, if shit goes down, don't hurt yourself for it. Rely on me, and I dare say us, and we'll help.
See, I thought I was going to be able to. I don't know right now.
I didn't think I was, and I'm glad that I'm starting to think otherwise. So, think on it, or whatever come may. I'm here to help, and I'm sorry once again, but that was wrong. At least the way that I see things now, that's wrong.
How could you be in the wrong when you were agreeing with the collective?
Yeah, spooky how much that sounds like them, huh?
It was what the rest of the party said as well. I don't know what he did or what he's doing that makes you so nervous. Because Joro was literally chanting and actively trying to summon the god, but he's fine. And I don't intend to say this with the intention of putting blame or like forcing anything on him. But and I know that Alphys has done a lot of shitty stuff. But it's hard to let someone go when you were able to trust them and they were one of the very few people that you could.
I can understand that. I really do, and I think it's I think there's a lot to be said for treating someone kinder than they deserve to be treated. I think that if we could put more of what you're fighting for into the world, it'd be a more balanced place. Or at least, maybe it'd be out of balance, but I feel like it almost would be better for lacking that balance, which, my herd would have tossed me in a hut and locked the door forever having said.
Doesn't sound like your herd were the best people.
They weren't. I didn't realize it till I left, but I'm glad that I found a better herd. Night, Kezia.
Good night, Dartek.
I walk out, yeah.